It is time for the sweet late harvest chill moment.
Oh, yeah.
Brought to you by 4th Street Wines. Keep it sweet, enjoy it chilled, and stand to win. Ooh. Remember last week we told you our perfect chillers, yeah?
Yes, like the chilling situation.
Yeah, what was yours, Gonja? I forgot. What
like
was yours?
chilling, playing indoors, playing chill hop with a significant other and enjoying 4th Street, nice and cozy.
Yeah. So then we asked you guys to tell us your perfect chillers so we can give away 4,000 rand.
For Scoros.
Yeah, man. All you got to do is tell us where you are, who you with, what music you're listening to, what you're wearing, and hashtag for the chill, and just tag at Podcast and Chill with MacG and stand a chance to win 4,000 rands. Keep it sweet and short. So we're going to announce some new winners today, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Go to our podcast Instagram and choose a name under there.
Okay.
And we're going to give them 1,000 rand right now.
Oh, okay.
You too, Ghost Lady.
Yes. I am ready.
You get 1,000 rand. You get 1,000 rand.
Everybody gets 1,000
rand. Got it. These are people who commented with hashtag for the chill and explain their ideal chilling.
Okay.
4th Street chilling. And I'm choosing Zweli Fade.
And what's Zweli's perfect chillers?
He says, for hashtag for the chill, all the way in Cape Town and indoors on my own, listening to Javas ATM's new album, Umsebenzi called Deluxe EP. And in my Manchester United jersey. And anticipating a win against Leicester City.
What a joke.
What a serial loser. But he won this time around.
Yes.
The first Man United fan to win in forever. Yes, Zweli Fade in Cape Town.
Congratulations to Zweli. You get yourself 1,000 rands. And Ghost Lady, who do you have?
I have Ma_Sikwane. And why I chose her, I think she says, I'm chilling at home with my girls. Something that exactly I like as well. Having some wine, trying to relax and catch up after a hectic week at work while singing some chilled R&B tracks. Also in our fields with the new Adele song. Hey, we deserve this. Hashtag for the chill. So Ma_Sikwane, you are getting 1,000 rand.
Congratulations. Beautiful. Now I got to decide who's going to win an extra 3,000 rands. Ooh. And I think I'm going to go with Zweli because I'm a Man United supporter as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You lost by 4 goals. It only makes sense. You win.
4th Street hamper.
4th Street. It's not a 4th goal, my man. I think you switched off when you heard 4th.
For those reasons, he deserves it. Yeah.
Congratulations to Zweli. You've got another 3,000 rands coming your way. Make sure you do tag us, take part in this. It's awesome. 4th Street Wine is for the new generation of wine drinkers. Their latest offering, Sweet Late Harvest, is designed to be enjoyed by friends, which is why it comes in a shareable 3-liter and 5-liter bag. Enjoy Sweet Late Harvest cold over ice to access its awesome honey and fruit flavors. Don't forget to let us know about your chill. Use hashtag for the chill and tag Podcast with MacG for a chance to win. Enjoy chilled. Hashtag for the chill. Drink responsibly. Not for persons under the age of 18.
So she's eating grapes. And she's like, so was he happy? So I'm like, when you want to cross country, man. Like, kaloku wena Anele, kwi-athletics ufuna kwenza short put. Not discuss. Wena uphakwa javelin. Into zobaleka ziyeke kunathi. Wena yenza pha kwi-strength.
Enda. Baramini.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special edition of Podcast and Chill, hanging out with the queen of all media.
Yes.
All media.
Yeah, you've done it all. Radio,
TV. You know, I have a book that I don't really care to talk about. Yeah, you won't see it in this research. I got a book. I can write.
No, you brought it out in 2012.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The youngster series. You know, they've been asking me to write a book ever since.
Oh, those.
I know. That's just, writing a book makes you a liar, man. Yeah.
Did it tank, though? Or did it do well?
I think we like sold 5,000 copies each.
Ah, that's terrible.
In South Africa, that's good.
South Africa is like a bestseller.
No way.
Yeah, people don't read.
How many figures?
In South Africa, no, we've got no reading culture.
I think it's since gotten better though. I think people have started like buying them. No, I think if our generation writes books, we'll do better.
Did you have any spelling errors?
No, I didn't, because I had an editor, Mandy Wiener.
Yeah.
She wrote Killing Cable. You don't mess with the girl who wrote Killing Cable, guys.
Damn.
I'm scared. That's why I said it made me a liar, because I kept on saying, no, your email bounced. I didn't get it when I had deadlines.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I don't like things that like make me dishonest.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, let's be honest right now. Are you the highest paid entertainer in the country?
Did my figures all die?
Oh,
Guys, my figures all gets paid.
No,
come on.
Guys, my figures all gets paid like 150,000 rand a gig.
Anele, you got a fucking
How many
PA.
gigs do they have?
Which other celebrity know that has a PA, dog? Where do you even get them?
My PA has a PA.
Baz, drop that thing, Chief. When did you start having a PA? That's unheard of.
No, I think when we started Real Talk,
Yeah.
there was just a few balls that I didn't want to drop. And so then he came in. So he would do things like making sure that I've got my scripts. And so it became gradual. We built it. But I mean, Lungani goes everywhere with me. Lungani's been with me to the Oscars. At the Oscars red carpet,
Yeah.
if you look like 5 meters behind me, Lungani's there.
Does he go with you to the toilet?
So he has once. Yes, like we're gonna be honest now. Like Lungani's like moisturizing my like sometimes no, and then he like knows. I'm like, oh, I'm out of tampons. He's like, oh, I've got extra for you.
Oh, wow.
And then
Wow.
no wait, this was when
In
we went running the other time, and then I forgotten my tackies in Joburg. And then he's like, but I'm a size 8, and I was like, you are. Take your tackies off.
Whoa, Luana goes with you everywhere.
It's amazing, yeah.
From the
no.
Oscars to the toilet.
I mean-
sounds deadly.
It sounds like most careers.
That's funny. So he knows everything about you, right?
Yeah.
We should be actually interviewing him.
You should.
Yeah.
And you know what? It clicked to me. I've never made him sign an NDA. Oh, you see, that book would sell more than 5,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you grew up soft, ne? You've had a soft life since the
What's
beginning.
soft?
Soft is like, went to private school.
I've never been to a private school.
But you did. She posted her childhood home. I think you
Yes,
drove
in
past it a few
Waterkloof.
weeks.
In Brooklyn.
In Waterkloof.
Yes.
That says it.
My dad was a diplomat. That wasn't our house.
Oh, you said your childhood home.
Me, I grew up there for years.
And
I
that's
lived there.
soft.
That's y'all's problem. You all don't want to know who the lease is in. No. Don't come with that. No, but the diplomat life was soft. I
Yeah,
won't lie to you. You had the
beautiful, yeah.
drivers. You had, yeah. And I remember, I think, because when we moved here, my mom didn't work. So what the embassy would do is like they pay your mom to be a mom, like you know. So those were soft things. But as soon as we left that, because you remember, we moved to Waterkloof in 1990. 1994, the first general elections happened, right? Which means that Transkei was no longer a country outside South Africa. It was now the Eastern Cape. So we then all got absorbed into South Africa. So then my dad was no longer a diplomat.
So which part of Eastern Cape are you from?
I'm from Umtata.
Umtata.
I'm from
Is that the poor side?
There's Transkei and there's Ciskei now. Both have got poverty, but I would say right now the wealth lies in East London.
Yeah.
But like the cash society is Umtata. You can hold me to correction, and FNB is probably gonna be like, stop talking. But the FNB in Umtata has got the most liquid cash because of all the outskirt villages who run a lot of businesses.
Yeah.
So I mean, we don't do credit there.
Do you get a bank notification and you don't know who's from, like who's paying you?
Yes.
Nah, I can
Yes.
tell.
Yes.
That's soft talk.
Then obviously I found out.
Yeah.
Like I'll call and be like, who that?
Yeah.
You know.
What's the biggest amount you've ever received? You're like, wow, this is crazy.
I know what that question's about. You want to ask me my tax? I'm not gonna tell you that shit. No. What's my biggest check? They're not big. It's just I work a lot, so
It accumulates.
You see, I would rather make 1,000 rand 10 times than 4,000 rand twice. So because I work a lot, that's what happens.
And you've ever been broke?
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
Objective. What's her definition of broke?
That my friends and I were in Cape Town for holiday in my car, and we blew all our money that we didn't have money for petrol to drive back to Joburg. That's broke.
What?
Yeah.
And what's the least amount you've had in your account where you're like, oh man,
that was broke. Like, I think I had like 0 rand. Like, maybe I think Standard Bank went as far as going minus 10 rand. Remember, you owe us that money for that thing. Yeah, no, guys, I've definitely been broke. Guys, remember, I've been a varsity student. I've got taxis. I used to catch a taxi from Bryanston to tax every single day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this whole like, and I love that life because it gives me stories. You know, I once got into a taxi accident leaving Marabastad, you know. So there's things that, even now, I can't say my life is soft because I just have things that the money needs to do.
So it comes in, goes out.
Yeah. So for me, soft life is like, I don't look at prices. I'm always on holiday. Somebody else is footing the bills. Not all the bills are looking at me. So there's no such thing
and
as
naturally,
soft.
as black people, we can't be soft because our parents never had money. So we're starting from scratch.
Yeah, look, the one thing, you know, I'm fortunate on is that as much as I can use my dad as a parachute, you know, it's very seldom that I will. In fact, I think my dad and I have entered a life of business now where if I need to get capital for a business venture, recently I needed to talk to him about that. My dad came to the meeting with lawyers.
Wow.
I was like, Dad, what part of the game is this? And he's like, no, his lawyer and his accountant was there. And he's like, no, you said you want to talk business around, you know, getting capital for me. And he'll write it out. This is when I want it, this is how I want it, and I'm taking this much stake in your business.
Yeah.
You know, so that's not soft.
That's gangster.
Yes, exactly. I even took a photo and I sent it to my friends. I was like, guys, look at your father, because we call my dad your father. Yeah. I'm like, guys, look at your father coming to a meeting with lawyers, a lawyer and an accountant, and some person writing minutes, and then he's there also writing, and then he's like, tell me everything about this business from the beginning. I'm like, yeah, well, you know, we do radio, we do TV. He's like, every cent that comes in, I want to know, you know. So that's not soft. Soft is somebody who goes, Dad, I need 50 million, and then it happens. And whether or not you pay it back, that's another story. That's soft.
Is it true you used to eat your transport money? What did you do with the transport money?
Oh, no. Yeah. The ringleader is my older sister, Onati. What we'd do is, once a week, we'd eat our transport money, we'd walk home. Because my parents always dropped us off, but then they'd give us money to get home.
After school, yeah.
Right? And sometimes we'd take the money, clap it together, buy chicken licken, and then walk home.
That's it.
And our parents never knew.
Yeah.
They just never knew. But also it was safe for Mtata to walk, because remember, I must have been 5 turning 6, Timsa must have been 7 turning 8, and Unati 9 turning 10.
Yeah.
So these are 3 little girls like that walking a good 9 k's home.
And who was your dad's favorite?
My dad's favorite, I think, is naturally Unati, because it's the first time he became a dad.
Okay.
But I think he's got a really soft spot for my little sister Zama.
Zama. And how many are you guys?
We're 5. 5? Yes, 4 girls and a boy.
Yeah.
Damn. I think, no, Zama's everyone's... Look, Zama's my favorite. So I'm not shocked if Zama's anyone's favorite. Yeah. She's my favorite as well.
What kind of kid were you at school? Like, you look like you were a bully.
No, I wasn't I actually used to bully the bullies.
So you were a bully?
No, but if you were bullying other people, then like I'd make a point that you don't do it again. Like, or we know it, or we like highlight it, or we just shun you. You know, like I'm not a bully. I was everywhere in the playground. You couldn't put me with the cool kids, but I hung out with them. You couldn't put me with the rich kids, but I did hang out with them. You couldn't put me with the leaders, but I hung out with them. You couldn't put me with the sporty people, but I was sporty. I did culture. So, because I always say a playground is like Twitter. Right?
Yes. I was about to go there.
Yeah, a playground is like Twitter, right? Everyone is there, and you need to make your way to get along with everyone. But the truth about the playground is that the bell rings and then we all go home. So that's actually not reality. You know, everyone is projecting something that they think will get them liked by the playground, on the playground. But chances are the person who is like the confident, you know, full of rubbish one, they're going home to an abusive home. So that's why they have to come to the playground and project to be something else, because it's the only time they can escape that reality. And I suppose that's why I didn't stick in one place in the playground. I was like with everyone. I was with like the kids rapping cypher. Like I was like with the ones playing marbles. I was even working at the tuck shop.
What?
Yes. You know, my mom worked at the tuck shop at a stage, man. So I was just like everywhere. And then my mom was part of the governing body at a stage. So it was just kind of my job to know what people are happy, what people are unhappy about. So you could ask my headmaster what type of person was Anele. Like, she was everyone's person.
And that's it ties in with radio.
Yeah.
Because with radio, so you can speak to especially at 947, you can speak to a 50-year-old Afrikaans guy from Benoni.
Yeah.
And then the next caller,
A 9-year-old Indian kid from Lenasia.
Yeah.
And then the
And you have
next,
to relate to all of them.
quickly. And you have 3 seconds to make them feel welcome.
Yeah.
You have 3 seconds. After that, you miss them, you know?
So you weren't into boys at all?
At school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I had a boyfriend in standard 6.
Standard 6, not even grade 8.
Sorry,
Out of
grade
standard
8.
6.
Oh, do you know what? Every time I tried, like, in the 8th grade, like, whatever, I wasn't like into, do you know what it is? I was naughty in standard 7. Like the kind of naughty where we're sneaking out and, you know, Lucinus stole his mom's car and that's what we're doing. But I just, the fear of getting caught, because my mom, she wasn't strict, but you don't mess with Mrs. Mdota, you know? And after a while, just the anxiety of like, what will happen if I get caught? I was like, this thing's not worth it. As a result, from grade 10 all the way to matric, I was just like on the straight and narrow, hence I was deputy head girl. You know?
girl,
Yeah, but so I feel like I did have a rough side in standard 7. Standard 7 was rough. I don't know what was going on there. I suppose we're all like getting into our hormones and we're trying to solidify ourselves.
Are we drinking at this time, smoking weed?
Can I tell you, I drank once in high school. In fact, I didn't even get to drinking. Do you want to know what happened? So the kids used to do this thing where they put vodka in Energade.
Yeah, I remember
On a sports day.
Yeah.
Was not on a sports day, you're allowed to carry around a bottle, right? So I promise you, I carried it once because my friend gave it to me. And then in Afrikaans class, I kicked it over and it spilled. And as it ran, yo guys, that was like a roadblock when you know when you know your disc ain't the one. When you know, you're like. So as it spills, I'm like, shit. So, you know, in class we had like these rolls of paper by the door.
Yeah.
So I go there to take this roll of paper to go wipe this Energade and vodka. As I'm wiping it, Mrs. Smith, Mevrouw Smith, comes up, my Afrikaans teacher, with a cup, and she's like, pour some for me. And you know what? Because I didn't flinch and I just took it as I was about to pour, she was like, no, it's fine. And she went to go sit down. Had I said, no, ma'am, no, she would have said, pour down, and then it would have been tickets for me, right? But I think it was just confidence. Yamba, that, oh my, okay, and I just went to her and I sit. She's like, no. This okay, whatever she said. And she went to go sit down. And I carried on wiping it, and Lerato was like, who was sitting behind me? And from then on, I just didn't touch booze until varsity. I just didn't touch booze until varsity. That's why I'm saying that standard 7 was rough, but I think that incident and just like I don't mind if the school's calling my parents to tell them I'm flanking. Like, you know, her maths mark sucks. You guys better do something about it. I do mind if the school calls my mom and say I'm drinking at school because they anticipated me flanking when they dropped me off at school. They didn't anticipate me getting caught for alcohol. You know,
Why would they anticipate you flunking?
because you anticipate failure from your children.
No, man.
You do, guys, because you must be ready for everything. Celebrate the successes and then anticipate the failure. Because now, if my dad gets shocked when I fail, you know, even his shock hurts me more. It's like, oh my word, like, this man is so crushed that, you know, in his mind, there wasn't a realm of fault in anyone. I don't do that. I anticipate failure from my son. Like, he's a very bright child, and I only hope the best for him. But
he's gonna be a rock star, man.
yeah, but I guess I need
he's gonna be a rock
to
star.
exactly. But he can't live in a house where he feels like I can't do anything wrong. I don't want my child.
That's
living
too much pressure.
No, I don't want my child living in a house like that.
What sports are you playing at this time?
Ooh, I was a good swimmer. Very good at swimming, very good at netball.
Backstroke, everything.
Yeah, ne butterfly, babes. Butterfly. And I remember I tried to run.
Cross country.
Yo. This is earlier though. This is still when you lived in Waterkloof. So, you know, cross country, I thought you just go around the field 3 or 4 times and that's it. They actually meant you cross the country, like
No cap.
yeah. No. They called it what it is. Because now we're running around the field, And then now we're going towards the gate, and then we get out the school.
What?
Then we're running in the neighborhood. And obviously the cross-country people know that we were running and we're keeping pace. Yo, I almost died that I stopped at a house and I just buzzed and I was like, you guys have to let me in and give me water. They open, the kids are doing homework, the mom is cooking. And they were like, oh, and I'm like, no, I'm in Brooklyn Primary. I'm just like tired. Like we're running and I'm tired and I'm thirsty. So shame they're giving me water, and then the mom is like, no, sit down and watch TV, just get your breath back. So
They
now
don't know you.
They don't know me, right? So now I'm
You meant to
sitting
win the race.
But to be fair, this is what 1993 at best, you know. So now I'm sitting down and I'm eating like, you know, those like bread, peanut butter bread sammies that with the crust is cut off. I'm like, this is, you see, that was soft.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is soft. Then like I hear, Anele, Anele. And then like the lady of the house like, you said you Anele, Mos? Are they calling you? And I'm like, yeah, they are. Like, let me go. They literally sent out a search party because everybody got back to the school and they did a head count. And then they were like, y'all left a man behind, go find her. So they had to take the same route, but now it's slower because they're screaming, Anele! So then, no, wait. So I get out, I'm like, hey guys, all sheepish because now I'm embarrassed. The chubby kid let everyone down. So they're like, it's fine, Anele. Then now we're walking back and they hold me. They're like, no, it's fine. The thing about running, you must just keep running. And I'm like, yeah. So I get back to the school and my mom is waiting, parked in the parking lot. I remember she was in a red cadet RDR211T. So I get my bags and my sister's sitting in the front. Unati in the front. Tim says, yes, Zama's not born yet. So I get in and I sit right behind my mom because I don't want to look in her eyes. So she's eating grapes. And she's like, so was he happy? So I'm like, when you was across country, mom. Like, kaloku wena Anele, kwi-athletics ufuna kwenza short put. Not discuss. Wena uphakwa javelin. Into zobaleka ziyeke kunathi. Wena yenza phaa kwi-strength. That's hilarious. Bruh. Yeah, my mom would tell you, ayonto yakho yazi le. Awukayibhaqi.
Oh man, that's crazy. So you haven't flunked. You're a head girl. Life is good. Why are you moving to Pretoria?
But we moved to Pretoria because, as in what, to do varsity?
Yeah, UP.
I went, you must remember, I went to tax after I was at Midrand University doing law.
You did law first?
Yes, my first year was law at Midrand University through UNISA.
Okay.
But also it was just a case of like, you know, I really didn't get into law because I wanted to go to Wits. And Wits, you had to be clever.
Yeah.
Like, they weren't playing that.
Yeah.
Remember Wits and that point system? Like, just for them to talk to you, you had to get 17. I think my points were like a 13 at least, you know? So I don't get into Wits. And it's too late to get into tags. So then my friends who are like childhood friends of mine, they dad was very good friends with my dad. They also like their matric marks were like dismal. So they're like, oh, let's just go to Midrand and be at UNISA.
This is MGI?
Yes, I was at MGI. Yes, I was at MGI. What? Were you there?
Yeah, we used to do rock the go parties there.
Okay, then you and I went there for different things.
But we were there, Oxalai.
Oxalai, we were all there eating slap cheese by that chip and dip outside. Okay.
That's great.
I actually stayed at Masingita.
I got stories there.
Really? Tell us.
Hey. And it's now Pearson of Institute now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so I stayed at Masingita, but I mean, home was Bryanston. So I think every weekend I'll just pack
So
up
you
and
guys
go.
had a home in Bryanston?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Home is still Bryanston.
Oh, dope.
My dad's in Bryanston. When I go home,
Yeah.
I go to my dad, and then if I'm really going home, I go to Eastern Cape Tsolo, which is our village.
Yeah.
But we've been in Bryanston for 21 years now.
That's
so
dope. That's dope. That's soft.
you guys are idiots.
That's soft, dude.
So like because Bryanston was what 14, 20 Ks from Midrand, then I was home every weekend. So I really didn't feel varsity life at MGI, to be fair.
Yeah.
Because even my mom worked in Pretoria, so there were times when she'd be driving to work in the morning and then at Ellendale and then drop off food, you know? So I didn't feel the varsity
So
life.
why didn't you finish the law course?
Because then my parents wanted me to move to a big university.
Oh.
You know, they were like, yes, this works. And they thought that when I moved to tax, I would move and just convert into law. But by then I was here with law, and I was like, no, let me do politics and international relations. And luckily, because a few of the modules were the same, then tax credited me. They were like, okay, you can come. Yes, it's your first year tax, but some of the things you're doing are going to be second year because UNISA and tax share the same senate of like syllabus. So it's easy for one to recognize the other.
Why politics, bro?
I don't know. I just wanted to study something. I didn't care. Like, I'd lost it because law as well was because I liked Ellie McBeal and the practice and, you know.
Oh, TV.
Yeah,
West
TV.
Wing.
Yeah, but then I just like lost the passion for it. I was just like, oh, let me just study. I remember there was a point I said to my dad, let me just do HR. And he was like, no child of mine is going to do HR. That much I can tell you. And then I was like, oh, okay, whatever. So, but politics, international relations, I could trust that it would at least, it teaches you to be very well versed in something, at least, the research and the understanding. And I thought, I can be a diplomat. They can post me anywhere in the world. It means I can travel. You know, it gives me a worldly view of things.
So you never enjoyed it at all?
It was okay. You know, it was okay. Like, I was meant to be a broadcaster. Because then because literally the first day I got to tax, I saw the posters for Tax FM.
Okay.
And then that was it. And then I wasn't lost anymore. So I'd continue going to class, but I knew why I was a tax. I was there to do radio.
So you didn't finish your degree, nothing?
Dude, in my third year, I got called to 947.
Yeah.
And like full time, 5 days a week, get out of here thing. And then my parents were like, well, this is what you want to do, you know, because there's like and I don't think many broadcasters talk about this, but there is a darkness between knowing what you want to do as a broadcaster, be it acting, singing, talking. The moment you know what you want to do and the moment there's a gap between knowing what you want to do and knowing how you're going to do it. That gap is very dark. And a lot of broadcasters don't speak about the depression that lives in there, right? And for me, I was fortunate enough that, yes, that darkness did hit me, but it didn't hit me for that long. Yeah. Because once I figured out how I'm going to do it, then I was like, I get then the power's mine. You know, if I don't get this right, it's me, you know? And there's a very big notion within our industries that if I don't become a singer, it's somebody else's fault who didn't play my song on radio, or somebody who didn't take my CD to the right person or whatever. But if you sit down and realize, actually, the power really is within you. Yeah. Especially if you've got the talent.
You're right, man, because after matric, I took a gap year. And then...
Oh, wait, you also soft.
I
forget this, that your mom... Didn't your mom once call in to ask to say you're not coming into work, you're sick? I think I
was sick.
Yeah, sure. Hi, Mr. Naidu. It's MacGyver's mother here. We're like, really? We're there now? Our mothers are calling in sick for us? Okay.
So I took a gap year and I remember hearing Rude Boy Paul, Fresh, Bad Boy T, and I was like, this is what I want to do.
That's why I'm going. So funny you mentioned that story because I was thinking about it this morning because I was talking to Nati because she's planning like this big birthday of hers that we're all going to. And I was like, I've never really told her because it's almost like I feel it will regress our friendship, but she's going to find out now. I remember because doing radio at Tax and they'd make you record yourself with a cassette.
Oh, I know the story. I remember she told me a story. I cracked up laughing, dog. It was so funny.
So now you record yourself with a cassette, ne? And then what I'd always do is, because now you must record yourself so that you can listen back to it with your manager. Now you hear how cocky you are. You're like, yes, there's some people listening to this rubbish. And then the one time now I'm listening to it before so I can preempt the nonsense that I'm about to hear from my manager back on campus. So for some odd reason, I think my tape ran out whilst I'd been in the shower or something. But then when I walked back in with a friend of mine, Tiny, we thought we were still listening to me, but now it had gone to YFM and Unati was talking. And I thought it was me. So I'm like, girl, you're bad though. Like, why you so hard on yourself? I just went 99.2. I'm like, that ain't me. That ain't me. So, and then I remember that moment, Tiny looked at me. She's like, babe, you didn't realize we both thought that was you? I'm like, I know. She's like, that means you're good. Like
At that time, as a woman, who are you looking up to? Because there's a lot of it's male dominated at that time.
do you know? Can I tell you? It's. I think it's one of the questions I hate the most, being asked which women broadcasters do I look up to, because it's like so polarizing. I listen to everyone.
Oh,
you know,
I see.
I liked everyone. I liked Mel Bala, although I didn't think I'd ever be on TV, right? But I just liked what she did. I liked Nothemba Madumo. When she was with Tish Mataz on Was a Weekend, you know, things like that. But at the same time, I liked Jeremy Mansfield. You know, I loved Gareth Cliff. I liked Alex
Mark
J.
Gilman.
You know, I didn't dig Mark Gilman.
What?
I wasn't a Mark Gilman fan at all.
Are you mad?
Funny enough, him and I now we're more fans of each other, just as people as broadcasters than what him and I both do on air.
Yeah.
I never got the Mark Gilman era.
Jeez.
That's why I don't ever take anything personally when people say it about my craft.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I understand what Mark Gilman was to other people.
Yes.
And to me, I was just like, not here for it. Don't get it. It's shouty. It's screamy. They're like, he's the greatest creative mind in the world. I'm like, not my world.
Did anyone open doors for you to get into radio?
Alex J.
Alex J.
Wow.
Alex J was interviewed for his 25th years in radio by Sunday Times or Sunday Independent, and when they said, which hot new talent should we watch out for, and he said, you guys don't know her, she does brunch on tax, Anele.
Wow. And he's big at this time.
He's Alex J.
Yeah.
He's Alex J. And I didn't even know he listens to me. Then after that, my relationship with Ravi started, because then we went for like a training course at Highveld, and I remember Reverend John and Lloyd had either been fired or something. There was something there. So we were looking for a 7 to 10 show, and when we all left to go back to the bus, they announced, hi, it's Anele here, and I was like at the back, obviously causing shit, and I was like, yeah, here I is, you know.
Who are you?
Ubanwen. And they're like, no, please, can you stay behind for a bit? And I was like, no, I'm catching the bus back to Pretoria. Yeah. I'm like, no, I'm catching the bus back to Pretoria. I can't. And then they're like, no, we'll get the driver to take you home. And I'm like, okay. Then the bus left. Then I was speaking to them like with Terry and everyone. They're like, you know the radio statement, where you at? So where you at?
Yeah.
Every radio person has been asked in their life, if you haven't been asked where you at, you're not a radio person.
Yeah.
So then also, I just felt at that point in time that if I had moved, I would have moved to forever be on the sidekick, you know, the girl who's been hired to laugh and all of that. So I said, I just need a year more at tax to solidify my personality.
So you said no?
Yes.
Fuck, to Terry.
To Ravi mostly.
Yo.
Yeah. He always tells the story.
Yeah.
Like, sister, yes, you said no to me. Eh? But then literally, I think within 8 months, also because there was, it's when I picked up then on a lot of misogyny in the industry, and I think it was like it was becoming a little strife and rough at tax that I was like, you know, I think I've done enough here. So about 9 months down the line, I remember emailing Ravi, and my subject thing was content, engagement, fun, exclamation marks, like, is he doing? And then I said, I'm ready. And then I sent him that email, and then he called back and he's like, you start training next week.
Take me back to tax. Do you remember a show that you did where you left that studio like, we fucked shit up?
I did a talk show at tax.
Yeah.
So Grant, who then became my co-host at 947,
Yeah.
I did lunch, and then there was a talk show hour because we had to service talk to make up for the fact that we had 1 minute news.
Okay.
So ICASA insists that your news is 3 minutes or what, maybe like 12 minutes an hour, whatever it is they say to you. So to make sure that we serviced what ICASA wanted, we had a talk show. So I would do lunch, and then we'd have a talk show where Grant and I were on it, and then he would take over. So from 12 to 7, it was me and Grant.
What?
Yeah, but I did the first 3 hours, and then we met together for the talk show, and then he would do the last 3 hours.
That's where the chemistry.
That's where the chemistry was built. And I think every talk show that we did at Tax was fire, because it was unheard of for students to be hosting a talk show. And then we were getting big names. Like, we were literally getting huge names. I remember even after Charlize won her she won her Oscar, and when Tsotsi won the Oscar as well, people would like call us, like, do you guys want to chat to these people? Like,
No way.
We were getting big names. You
can't get Charlize now.
I got Charlize last week. I don't know what you're talking about.
Can I have a great job, man? It's going to be lit today.
Like, you can't get Charlize now. I spoke to the girl just yesterday.
On WhatsApp.
You know, like, hey girl. What you talking about? Hey, she was in her lounge with a room divider behind her. I was like, you're South African, man. You can see the Benoni behind you.
Yeah.
So, it was that, but I think there was one show as well where this guy said he wants to propose to his girlfriend. And she said, no, your waiter's there.
No, bring the bottle, dog. We're not on TV yet. Oh, is this going to Channel O? Is it? Oh, okay, it's fine. They must see Granju.
Just go there. You know this.
Bring it. Give me the sponge as well.
And then, what's a sponge?
Dash.
Oh, good Lord.
Standard 6.
No, I don't know. Because I didn't drink in high school, guys. I wouldn't know.
You did once.
I almost, and my ass almost got caught.
Yeah.
So he proposed and then she said no. And I even remember because I was missing what was going on, but I was like, this guy is taking an L here. Because it was also in Afrikaans, and my Afrikaans like, you know, get touch and go. And all I remember, because I'd say to him, okay, after she says yes, which song must I play? And he said I must play Hoobastank The Reason. So that I still remember, I still played it even though she said no, because I'm like, now I don't have time to ask you, so now she said no, what must we play? And I remember her last words to him were, Nia, she was like, Nia, nooit nie. Ek stel nie belang nie. Or something, ek stel nie belangrik nie. And then I remember asking Afrikaans people, like, what did she say? They're like, hey, she's not changing her mind. And I was like, hey, bruh. So I just played the song. Yeah. I think that was hot. And I remember the campus was like talking a lot about that show.
Wow.
You know, there's times when you walk out, even out of the show, and people are just commenting on the show.
Yeah.
That's when you know, okay, so I'm doing something right.
Yeah. There's nothing that beats that, eh?
Bruh.
Bro, no retweets, likes.
No retweets. No, all that other stuff is superficial. Like the views on Instagram. No. Walking out and like literally, I remember we did this whole show recently about the house that's got tigers next door to a creche, right? And this woman, Shem, it was at her wit's end. She'd gone to everyone reporting these tigers, and then I got one of the story from the Citizen. Then that's when I started calling. Like we just want to talk to the people who wanted to talk to the most were the crew guys who own the tigers. But guys, how do you have 2 tigers in your backyard? Like just like walk me through the process of it. And the first day, no one would talk to us. Then I was like, guys, we're gonna run the story by ourselves. Our personalities are strong enough to get this going, and then we'll get the listeners to call in. The amount of people who live in Alberton, Boksburg, and Benoni who've got lions and tigers as pets, guys.
Nice.
It's insane, right? So now that one show
in Benoni
right now, not yesterday, not last year, not when Mufasa was here, right now.
That's insane.
So
what?
So then we are. Oh, they want ice. He can. Is it finished? Oh, shame. It's not finished. There is ice in there. Oh, shame. Who's the ice boy amongst you? There's always one.
Hey, man. I need a PA.
The ice boy is always the one driving, and you must be careful, ladies. So then, just like, and then everyone wouldn't talk to us on the first day because the show was so big with just us talking about it and just the listeners calling in and telling us. The next day, everyone would say no. I'm talking from mayor to mayor spokesperson to the SPCA to the environmental people. Everyone then called in to be like, we'll talk to you. Wow. So then it became like a week-long thing. But ultimately, I was like, guys, what we're doing here is looking for a solution for this lady. She's got a creche with 32 kids and there's a tiger that peers and looks. It's like going to McDonald's and looking at the menu. This tiger's like, look at the menu. He's like, who am I going to start with first?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And this woman
is a true story.
It's a true story. It's happening now.
That's insane.
It's happening now. The laws in South Africa have to change because right now you can keep a tiger because a tiger is an exotic animal. The only animals you're not allowed to keep are animals that are indigenous. So like a lion, because we have lions in South Africa, or a leopard or a cheetah. But if it's like
you could have a faithful woman, you know.
Or a cougar. I keep them.
Oh, is that you? Look at you, Black Panther. Wakanda forever, motherfucker. So you see that show, because I remember walking into the Houghton Hotel and just a lot of people, they're like, how are those tigers? And you just walk like a good 30 people in one space. To me, that's more than anything anyone can ever say anywhere. Any award, any what, because radio is engagement. Radio is the original social media. You know, this is why, you know, we don't do things for tweets and relikes because we did it initially.
Yeah.
You know, you failed at it initially. You do something and no one calls.
Yeah.
And you're like, do I suck? Yeah, you do. Try it again.
Yeah.
So you come back in another link and you position it in a different way.
Yeah.
And this is why it's so important to start on campus radio, to make your mistakes there, to build your personality there, to
Work on the craft.
To work on the craft there, and to flop there, and to realize that, you know, one show does not make Anele a failure. You know, it's just that one show that didn't work out.
Did you ever send demos to YFM and Metro because they were running shit at that time?
I never sent any.
For real, you had no aspirations.
No desire to be there.
I wanted to be at Highveld, guys.
You knew the money's with the whites.
Not even. I used to fall asleep. You know, Spur had these little radios. Bunnies with the whites. You see, even that I can't subscribe to because, like I say, I'm like Model C. So my school was blacks and whites that had money. Only when you get to the real world, you're like, oh, it is with the whites.
They weren't lying.
You're like, okay. I see. Little bad Patrice, you like.
I see you, nigga.
I know. So, Spur had these little radios. If you bought like a cheeseburger or something, and it was like our weekly meal, like on Friday, like. Even now at my house, my son's only allowed takeaways on weekends. During the week, I cook. So on Fridays, we'd get takeaways, and then we'd get these radios. And I remember I used to fall asleep with Highveld playing in my ears.
Oh, yeah, same.
So that when I wake up, I don't miss Jeremy's first link.
Yeah.
You know?
Him and Sam Cowan.
Oh,
that
him,
first
Sam,
link was
Harris
magical.
Redopoulos.
Yeah.
Then Wackett came in at a later stage. Tulu was there, and then because I knew when we get in the car,
Bongs, the traffic guy.
Yeah, Bongs, you know, we're the raw generation. Because I knew when we get in the car, we'd listen to 702, which was John Robbie and Nico Pikicha and Katie Catapodis, who I also loved, right? So for me, 947 and 702, that was it. That's where I wanted to go. Even when I moved to 5, I just knew it was a strategic profile building decision, but I knew I'd go
because it's
back.
national.
But also, I also believe that I don't believe in those. National is the only thing that can make you the na, which is why I can boast that I think what we've done at 947 as a provincial radio station is something to be marveled at, because we pack a punch like we're national, but we're not.
Tell me, tell us all the story. I remember you told me this. This was the funniest thing I've ever heard, bro. So she just got into 947.
Yeah.
She's trying to find a feed. And tell him about how you were imitating all the other radio jocks.
Dude. So I'm trying to find my feet, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, Jeremy's good. Let me try with Jeremy.
Wow.
It doesn't work out. I'm like, oh, Sam's also good. But you do that when you're trying to find your feet, bro. I was Gareth Cliff. There was a point where you listened to me like, who is this girl, right? Yeah. But the funny thing is the punchlines were there. It's just the delivery of them was somebody else.
Even Penny living here.
Dude, I was the fly girl. I was like, I can be Penny, because you look to see who's making it elsewhere, and then you think that's what you need to be,
Emulated,
to get there, and then I don't know when it happens, but just one day. You just decide, let me just try being myself. You know, I don't even think you realize on that day you're being yourself, but you realize that now you're getting a real response. And then you look to see, oh, what's changed? You're like, oh, I'm telling my stories.
Yeah.
I'm doing what I want to do. I'm using my tonality in when I'm speaking, and that's why people are responding.
Yeah. When does 5 call? 5 FM.
Yo, guys. They called when I was broke.
For real.
Remember when I said we came to Cape Town and da 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 da.
How can you be broke? You're working at 947.
Yeah.
I finished my money in December, guys. And which part of it don't you understand?
Oh, yes.
No. Hello. You can pass by all means.
What's happening? What's happening?
Oh.
Excuse
Yes.
us.
These are the guys putting the stage together for Miss South Africa. So
nice to meet you,
As you
sir.
can see.
Nice meeting you, bro.
Awesome.
thank you so much. Thank you, Josh. You guys were really helpful.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cool,
cheers.
man.
We'll
Cheers.
see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you went to Conquer in Cape Town?
Hey, I went everywhere in Cape Town, bruh. And do you know what it is? In hindsight, I'm still like, how did I get so broke? I wasn't even paying for accommodation. A friend of mine's cousin is Monde Zondeki, who was a very big cricketer then, so he had a nice big house.
Monde.
That's where we stayed. I don't know. I got so broke that holiday. I just think it Jager bombs. I can't man. But hey, when it was time to drive home, I didn't have money. But 5 calls.
That same time?
Yeah. I remember, I think it was the day I was driving back to Joburg, and it was in Jan. And remember, April is the sweet spot for radio.
Yes.
So they call and they're like, can we...
calling?
Karen. Dupree or Duplessis?
Yeah.
Karen calls.
I remember sending emails to Karen with
blonde
demos,
tall. She went to Y at the stage as well.
Yeah.
Karen calls, hi, can we meet with you and Grant? So I'm like, oh, thank God and Grant, because it's too early in the game to be stabbing people in the back, you know? So I call Grant, and Grant's like, wait, there's a number calling me. Because I called him like, hey, when a 5 a.m. And the thing is, 5 a.m. was Grant's dream station. So we'd already made my dream come true with Highfeld, but I knew all he wanted to do was work at 5. And so when he calls back, he's almost like, because he knows how much I love Highfeld, so he thinks I'm going to say, no, let's not go, or go by yourself. But he understands, you know, you're a black woman, and at this point in time, you know what the climate is like. They actually want a black woman. So in his mind, he thinks, oh, I'm going to say no. And I'm like, dude, let's do it. Like,
let's rock it.
And I was young, I was 23. Yeah, I'm like, lunch on. Oh, they first offered us 7 to 10.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I'm definitely not moving for the same slot.
Yeah.
You know, and that was when Nicole Fox was at 7 to 10, but she wanted lunch. And I don't know what happened there, but then they came back and we turned 7 to 10 down. I was like, we're not taking 7 to 10. Call us when you want to talk to us. And then like it was not even a week. They called. They were like, okay, cool, let's do lunch, because they knew then that Ian and Sasha were wrapping it up. And I think Nicole was getting married, moving to Nigeria. I don't know what was happening there with her, but. Then there we were. We got lunch.
I remember we were doing lunch the same time. You at 5, I was at Y.
Oh, I didn't know you.
And then I bought like 50 pizzas. Ordered them live on air.
Oh, they got delivered to us.
And then I said, send them to Grant and Anele.
Wow.
Will they get delivered?
So, there was something that told us that had happened, but it was really the first time I knew about you. I was like, who's this MacG fellow that's got all this money? Like, why would he order 50 pizzas? Like, you know? But you know, because I had radio blinkers, so I listen to a lot of radio. But for instance, the guy who trained me, Rian van Neerden, who does Driver Jacaranda.
Oh,
Rian, he'll always say...
Grant talks about him a lot.
Oh, because Rian's amazing. One of the best podcasters in the world. Rian will always say, stop telling people who you are. If they want to know who you are, they'll find out who you are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Not this, hey. So even this, in the last year when we repositioned the breakfast show from the Breakfast Club to Anele in the Club, my bosses knew that I'm going to struggle to say my name, because I just don't get why you must say your name.
Yeah.
So chances are I'd listened to you and thought you were awesome, but I don't know your name because I can't say any. You know, even there's a kid now who's at Good Hope who does 7 to 10. This girl, I remember listening to her. It was myself and my peer and my makeup artist driving back from a shoot, and I was engaging with her because naturally my natural instinct on radio is to crit. Yeah. So I'm engaging her, but I'm critting her. After a while, the Uber driver says, I didn't realize I was talking out loud. He says, Chilungane, my peer, what do you guys think? Because she's already said what she thinks. And I was like, whoa, I was saying it out loud. And to date, I don't know her name, but I know that clearly she's got something because I was engaging her. Even though I was like, this link is long, should have dropped it after that call. Ooh, that was your high, you should have left there. But I know she's good because I was engaging her. So I do a lot of that, and I did a lot of that in the past as well. I engage with people on radio, but I'm like, I don't care to know your name until there's a need to know your name.
So you're doing lunch, you got Grant, your best buddy, you guys are flying high.
We're gigging.
Yeah, you're gigging.
Spring break!
No, but you weren't gigging. You were just playing cut and join. She used to press play, and then when the next song finishes, press play.
Oh, you DJ'd?
No, she didn't DJ. Cut and join.
I did beat mix at 140 bits. And then, and then wait, whatever, and then you count to 8. 1, 2, 3, and then you go.
140, you were running.
Okay, maybe 120. I don't know, but it was there on the side, man. And then you take it up and down according to where you want it to go, and then you like. And also, I wasn't like Glenn Lewis, like,
Yeah.
Zaka, zaka, zaka. Oh, what's your again? I was just there like playing pink. So what? I still a rock. You know what I'm saying? I was a vibe. So I don't have time to be like mixing a song in from 4 minutes. Wait, we can boss. We can heal. Like no.
So why go back to 947 without Grant?
Well, Grant went Buddhist. Basically, obviously, you keep quiet when you're Buddhist. Like, it kind of defeats the purpose of being on radio. But also, like I say, when I said earlier, it's too early in the day to be stabbing people in the back, because you don't know how people will take it when you want to go solo. But ultimately, I'd always known that had to be my path. So I'm just glad that it came at an opportune time where we're both in agreement that it's a wrap. And also, it was a case of. Hence, we actually ended up working together again, just not him on air. Like, he was my program manager, which actually still became Grant and Anele, because there were strengths in each of us that got sharpened. Because when I was with Grant, I wasn't as sharp in coming up with content, but I was really good at delivering it.
Execution.
Yeah, execution. Whereas he was not good at execution, but he was good at creatively coming up with it.
And that's where the balance.
But now, because I've spent 8 years with him, that muscle didn't have to work because he was there. But as soon as he wasn't there, then that muscle had to work. So that's why today I'm great at coming up with content and execution.
But also at that time, 947, I'm sure it still is, was Anele FM, you know what I mean?
Okay. No, when I moved to 947, it wasn't Anele FM. I was on Drive.
Yeah.
You know, I know I shook the room a bit when I came back. No, a few uncomfortable ones, like stretching. But it didn't. It wasn't Anele FM.
Is it true that you wanted Saul to work with you?
I did at a point. I did want Saul to come.
When was this? Which transition
I
we
think
had?
Why?
You had why?
You were going back to
Drive.
To Drive.
Yes, I wanted him to co-host the Drive show with me.
Saul.
Yeah, and I still remember our Australian consultant listened to Saul at Y. He's like, "Oh man, you know, Anele, I don't know how you're going to take this, but and I was like, what? I think they found him to be a live wire. Ravi loved him.
Ravi.
Oh, Ravi loved me.
Ravi's
too, Ravi.
No, Ravi.
He's got a good ear, bro.
No, Ravi loved you, but I think they felt there could have been like a discipline issue there, and they just and also it's and I'm not dissing you and saying you are ill-disciplined. I'm just saying that if both of us are there, then they have two people to worry about when it comes to discipline.
That's exactly what you told me.
Yes, they were just like, Anele, you get solidified first, and you gain some responsibility. Because I can tell you something, I was someone at 947, but I became a bigger someone when I had a child.
Yes.
Because there was just something about having a child that told them that, okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
So a lot of people will come to me across stations, be like, oh, I'm so tired of doing nights. Oh, I'm so tired of just being considered the kid at the station. And I'm just like, then show them you're not.
Have a child.
Not even have a child. Pay some bills. Not have a child.
Go have a child. Then you can talk
Not just like, not boots. Have them babies. Sing off the chandelier. No, don't do that. But just show up in like, maybe buy a house, a small house, like, because on air you have to relate to people who are paying bills, taking kids to school.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
And all that.
Yes, and now when your life is like we're at the Great Dane the entire time, you're not growing with your listener, and it's not to say your listener's not like that.
There's
but
no
just
synergy.
Like, it's just like that they're not like that the whole time.
Yes.
You know, and sometimes we'll sit and we'll be spitballing topics. And someone will say a topic. Frank and I say at the same time, that's a really topic. Like, keep it there for, the
late
brown
nights.
kids of life. Like, the good times.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You need somebody who's going to service that market.
Yeah.
You need somebody, but it's just, it can't be here. Because here, you putting people in a good mood. You don't want to, like, show them they're boring.
Yeah.
You know, it's... So once in a while, I can express that I'm hungover on air. Because then people will like,
Not
oh,
every
bro,
Monday.
not every Monday,
Yes.
not every Monday, not every day, because it's like, babe, we're raising kids out here. This rockstar life is not gonna work.
I want you to listen to me, man, because I feel like you never got your flowers for this. But 2017, you become the first ever woman
not black, not white, woman,
Yeah.
to host a breakfast show on a commercial station in that magnitude. Guys, round of applause. You never got your flowers for that, bro. You never got your flowers for that. Let's be honest.
To be fair, I don't think I get my flowers for most things that I do.
Nah,
But I don't mind.
bro.
It's like
how massive was that?
it was big and it was daunting.
And it was on your own terms.
Yes, it was. But what people don't know is that, and I suppose the reason I didn't, because here's another thing about flowers in this country is that you actually get what you hype up, you know? So, if you see somebody on newspapers and magazines, there's a PR team there.
Sure.
Approaching as well.
Yeah.
Yes, the newspapers or the whatever
Will jump
will
on it.
jump to you and also, but it's there's a bit of meeting halfway, right?
Yes.
And for a long time in my life, I didn't do that. I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, same
You
here,
know, because I was
100%.
like, my work will
Why?
speak for itself. If you want to
exactly.
talk to me, come talk to me.
Yeah.
And I think the reason I didn't hype up that thing is two things. One, I'm a big fan of under promise and over deliver.
Okay.
So I can't over deliver if I'm getting to a place. I also need a year to figure out what's happening here. And then you can call the media and say, hey, listen to Anele's show. Before that, I was just fortunate enough that I hit that show hot. When I landed, the shit was hot. So even me, I was like, okay, are we gonna get better? Like, what's going on? Why are we so good? Why people like us? Like, why is it working?
Because naturally there should be like
there should be like a when you arrive
And then you start from
go
scratch,
and then you
yeah.
start, and then you go up. That didn't happen with us. We went and we were like gone, right? So I think that was almost like jarring me a bit. Like I'm like, what's gonna happen here? Kutheni kumnandi kanje? You know, and my mom used to say, "Mntana xa kumnandi nuvese many tanders." Like, just don't let things be just man.
Amen.
So that was one of the reasons, and the other is that Terry and Ravi in the physical sense, Terry in the paper sense, had come to me 3 years before that and made me sign a contract that says that I understand that I'm being groomed for breakfast.
Oh, wow.
So every decision they made after that signature was pointing towards that. The effort, the investment, the grooming, the nurturing, the personal life nurturing, everything was pointing towards. I knew it was written down that they were like, you know, almost, and it was one paper. Ravi came during the show and he just put the contract this and he slid it around and he slid it to me, and I looked at it and then it was Terry, Ryan, Ravi, and I was like, okay, and I read. It didn't give dates of when we were gonna get it, but it was like, you know, almost what the deal is. And to me, that's a vote of confidence. So that's a flower for me.
Yeah.
That's a huge, that's the biggest bouquet of flowers.
Yeah.
So then it means nothing to me to go and get it from anywhere else, you know? And to me, there are no tricks here. You know, we're not looking elsewhere saying, is there somebody better than you? We're telling you are the best that we know. So we're gonna work with you.
How many awards have you won since? You done?
I have no idea.
You
I
lost
won't
count.
lie.
You
I won't lie.
lost count.
I won't lie. I don't know.
Tell me the recipe of a good, not even breakfast show, drive time show.
Somebody who lives life. I think the mistake I almost did when I got to breakfast was to not go out because I want to be in bed by 8.
Yes, so you can be fresh.
All
for
the
show.
good stories come at 10. You know? And I remember, like, you know, you listen to other people who do breakfast, they're like, just make sure you're in bed. And to me, it's that you need to be in the grocery store, you need to be at the post office, you need to be...
That's where content is.
You need to be dropping off kids at school, you know, you need to be going to sports days.
You need to live.
You need to live in order to be relatable, because when you say something, somebody listening is like, Anele is so correct. That's when they call in. So that's the most important, is that with TV, I mean, look at it. We are at the state of Miss South Africa.
Yeah.
That stage is humongous.
You flew us out, by the way.
Yes.
So we can shoot here.
Because I just wanted people to see what they... Because I take Miss South Africa very seriously.
Yeah. No, actually, your PA flew us out.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lungani.
Thank you,
Mr. Kumede. He's shy. So So now look at this. When you and I are doing radio, what do we need? 2 mics and a few chairs, a few lights, and we're good to go, right?
100%.
For TV, look what needs to happen for TV to happen. So this is the juxtaposition that I wanted to show as well, of like the duality that I live, the two worlds that I live in, right? And so I always believe radio, I just happen to have a mic. You have one in your car as well, and I want you to use it. Your mic happens to be a phone, call in, right? Because radio is a conversation. Radio, I'm talking to you. TV, I'm talking at you.
Yeah.
You know? So for me, like that's just like the difference in the mediums. So that's why, like, when you ask about awards, Nentoni's like the glitz, the glamour, you know, what is the consistency? What do you need to be in radio? In radio, you need to be real. In TV, you need to like be larger than life.
It's a show.
And no one who's larger than life is real. Let's be fair, because you on radio, you're not going to listen to someone on radio, because radio is such a personal medium. When you listen to radio, you are deciding many things. Am I going to get this divorce? Am I having the abortion? Am I keeping the kid? Am I moving? Am I taking the job? You are making life decisions whilst you're listening to someone. So you can't have a personality, the whole time. You know, you have to have somebody who's like stable waters. Entertaining, engaging, I get it, but they have to be stable waters. TV, you don't make any life decisions whilst you're watching TV, because TV, you are just taking the entire thing in. You're being fed it, right? So for radio, you need to be relatable, and the most important thing is you need to be consistent.
Before we get into TV, what are your frustrations with radio? Because a lot of people are saying it's dead. It's no longer the same.
Radio is
you
not
probably hardly ever listen to radio unless it's your show.
No, I listen to radio.
Is it?
Yeah, no, I listen to radio a lot. I don't listen to radio in the house, at my house. At my house, it's my playlist, because that's when I'm cooking or I'm playing with my son, whatever.
You love cooking, by the way, eh?
I live for it. It is
Favorite dish?
Spicy rice and sherry chicken and mleko.
Has some soft shit. What is that, dog?
That sounds tasty.
He's like,
Tasty.
like,
No veggies.
Talk-
No veggies.
talk
but
dirty
it
to me,
sounds
Anele. What was that? Spicy who? Oh, girl, stop it. Don't play that game.
I never knew that.
No, I love to cook. It's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
If I'm angry, I cook.
Yeah.
If I'm depressed, if I'm sad, if I fail, I cook.
So when
If
are we
we- if
getting
we-
the cooking show?
If I
Never?
come,
No, you will, but like I'm busy. Yeah.
if I come to your house and you braai, I can't braai. You have to braai.
Yeah, no,
Nah,
no,
I can't touch
don't
it.
touch it.
Yeah,
I'll braai.
yeah.
Like, yeah, I'll braai. In fact, this past Friday, my guy friends, it was only guys friends, and like I was braaiing, and these like Xhosa men who also love to braai, and I was like, you
Exactly.
sit the fuck down, you touch my shit. Like there was a point Kaya was standing, I was like, you're just gonna hold the tray.
Yeah.
So. What are you saying? What frustrates
cooking.
me? What
Yeah.
frustrates me about radio? That's what you're asking. Is that we've forgotten to program stations. You know, Leo Manes of the world, the Tim's uncles, the Ravi Naidus, I'd actually, people must program. Like, I think because radio has become such a money maker that everyone in the building, from the first floor to the 10th floor, is all pointed at the money.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is, guys, the people listening are the money.
Yes.
Because if they're not listening, we're not going to make money.
Exactly.
So
What are you
if
going to sell to client?
an empty station makes not money, my friends.
100%.
And for me, I just feel that you need to grow talent and you need to program them so that, yes, they've got the raw talent, but there just has to be a continuous learning for them to keep on learning. And I feel that radio's not dead, it's just stopped learning.
It could never die. It's free.
No, radio's not gonna die. What's gonna die in it is the creativity and the bravado of it and the instant nature of it. I mean, people were so okay with pre-recording the shows. I'm like, what are you doing?
What? People do that.
I'm like, what are we inside?
What?
You know, sometimes
The blasphemy.
People on Drive, I know Drive DJ pre-recorded
Pre-recorded links. You're like, when's
Like
that?
literally, I was like, what's going on?
I'm like, no. I remember, I mean, obviously now you can't say it, but I remember when we were training radio at Tugs, when people wanted to pre-record, my station manager would be like, and what if Nelson Mandela dies? You know, what if Princess dies? You know, think of the big moments in the world that have happened. Granted, now you can go to internet and you can go to social media, whatever, but the first thing you did was put the radio on. You know, and for me, that's why I just think radio can't die, but we have to keep it live. Like, it has to be hot. We all know we've been on radio. when you're doing something live, the possibility of anything happening is what's keeping you like this. But
Yes.
this is a conversation. I remember I was talking to this woman the other day about. Then she was talking about how smart her daughter is, because I was saying, please call in and brag about your children who went in 3 years old, and then the teachers realize, low smart must go to grade 1 immediately, you know, because people don't realize that people get promoted.
Yeah.
You know, you go into a school, you stand at 4, and then they realize, yay, this one in maths, I can go stand at 8. So sometimes your maths classes are from standard 8, but you can still do the standard 4 syllabus. So I wanted people to call in and say that. This mom calls in, bruh, her daughter is overachiever. Literally 23, and she's already like the executive sidekick to an big insurance company, like outsurance vibes. She's like the sidekick to the CEO at 23, because she's that much of a bright spark. But she's going on, but proud. And then mothers, do you have any other children? She's like, yeah. And I was like, and? She's like, my daughter, she's 19. And I'm like, and her? She's very pretty. Now, can I tell you, if that was pre-recorded, that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have happened, because there's a preemption about pre-recording that makes me feel like I can do it again. If I mess it up, I can do it again. When you live,
You can't be that
this is
comfortable.
This is
Yeah,
it.
you're on your toes.
It is riding the edge of the bullet.
Literally.
You know, and that's what I miss that about broadcasters. I miss broadcasters who used to want to ride the edge of the bullet.
Yeah.
You know, without constantly being happy that you're in trouble. Ride it so much that you are going to be in trouble, but no one can actually stick anything on you.
And you'll apologize later.
I've never really. I've had to apologize a few times. Not like you, man. You winner. Twin saver. I'm sorry, winner. Yeah.
I remember when you mentioned Nelson Mandela. I remember there was a meeting.
But if like, we can talk about this. Yeah?
If Mandela passes away,
There was a Mandela box.
there was a Mandela box.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So what?
Every
so,
broadcasting house in the world had a
Everyone.
Mandela box.
Yes.
If you didn't have one, you're wrong. A Mandela box is
everyone.
you put together, because not everyone is broadcasters. You
Yeah.
put together clips and information and calls from people around the world saying things about Mandela, so that in the event he does pass away and people tune into your radio station, you just press play on the Mandela box. There's a Bill Clinton box.
Yes.
So it's big people. Most stations had a Michael Jackson box. It's just that he died before we thought he was gonna go, you know?
Yeah.
Every station has earmarked 5 people who would rock the world if they pass away right now, and there's a box for it. So there's a Mandela box. Carry on, Mac.
So Ravi calls me about 10 times. He's like, MacGyver, whatever happens, please don't say anything. Go to the box and call me. He's like, don't say
I
anything.
repeat, Mac.
He's like, pretend, like,
Don't say a word.
Don't say anything. Don't tell us none of your stories.
Call a friend.
Don't put on an accent. Don't do none of it, Mac.
How come you've never been fired?
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't list for it. You don't. Oh, Khali.
You guys, and then who must pay my bills?
You gotta know the checks, man.
No, I just...
Miss S say this check is good for a year, bro. She's high.
eh?
I mean, she's being that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Why have I never been fired? Lungani, why have I never been fired?
I think you've studied the game. I think you've studied the game, and you know how to maneuver.
Okay. I mean, wait, I have been fired. I didn't get SA's Got Talent the 3rd season. Doesn't that count?
But that's that's not like you getting fired mid-season.
Oh,
You know,
like
you said-
your vibes.
Fired. Never gotten fired.
Really?
Never.
So then why don't you ask him that question? Why do you only ask me?
No, like
'Cause it's about
I'm a
you.
loose cannon, but never gotten fired. But
Okay.
like he's talking about like mid-season,
Where they
you
say
out
out.
of here.
I don't know. I deliver. I suppose I deliver. And I because I deliver so much, a lot of my transgressions will be overlooked because I deliver a lot.
Ever
And they're
got a warning?
small.
No.
You've never gotten a warning.
Wow.
But also, can I tell you something? I'm very quick to say I'm wrong. So I don't look for ways out of it. It's like today I read the wrong Vodacom live read. And it's because I'd left my prep, which is like a thick stick like this, at the studio, and then I went home. When I came back, they'd printed me the new prep, so I just took them because I thought it was the same thing, and I put them together. And then as you tell me, 10 minutes we're gonna do Vodacom, I line it up. Then I didn't look at the date, so I lined up yesterday's one. So I read the wrong one.
That's admin.
And then no, but wait, it's still wrong.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's
true,
still wrong,
true.
especially because Vodacom is putting a big deal into this new campaign.
Yeah.
So you may think I'm just pissing off my manager in sales, but there's a CEO of Vodacom who's now upset because his huge campaign that is costing them 50 million has this little girl there, you know. So as soon as I see I'm wrong, like I text immediately and I'm like, I did this, I'm wrong, I'm sorry, I'm gonna make up for it, I'm looking for a gap. So I'm already giving you the steps of how I'm gonna make up for it. So I do that on a small scale, I do that on a big scale. So I suppose that's why I get.
But you know there can be a program manager who walks tomorrow and doesn't like your smile or your gap or whatever, and then like, you must leave.
But I suppose I avoid places where it's the be all and end all of one person. I like collaborative things. Like I like my bosses to be dictators.
Okay.
On certain levels. Like, don't come to me and be like, so what do you think of that feature? Don't you think we should can it? If you don't like the feature, tell me to fucking can the feature and let's move on with our lives, right? Don't try and make it like we have to see the wizard. No, don't do that. Because ultimately you are the boss.
Yes.
You know? But I know that as much as they can make a call around certain things on a show like that, they are not the only one who can make a call on whether I should be there or not.
So you've never had a BCCSA complaint that's stuck?
No.
Yo, you're clean, eh?
No, she's good. She's not clean, but she's good.
She
Like
toes the
I'm
line.
sure she said some stuff.
Because you're not safe, bro. You're not safe.
she's not. That's why I'm saying she's good. Because like I said, she can ride
it's
that
hard to
bullet.
do that.
It's
But
riding the
guys,
bullet.
let me put it this way. Your humor's South Park, my humor's Big Bang Theory.
That's an insult.
Why are you laughing?
Because it's an insult.
No, it's not. South Park is a damn good
It
show.
is, but it's almost like saying mine is intelligent, yours is slapstick.
No, guys, South Park is intelligent.
No, it is, but come on.
Come on, suck on my salty flavored balls.
No,
You
Big
see,
Bang
that's-
Theory, there's a lot of
Great.
nuance.
You see,
Brains.
it's nuance. See,
Yes.
so for me, I will say something naughty, but it is up to
That's
for
gonna be
your
fuck
mind.
you, bro. That's gonna be
You're the gutter. I'm Bryanston. I've been here for 21 years in Bryanston.
You're
You're
this,
in
I'm
Pop
that.
Top. Don't throw away from
I'm
Hill,
hot,
bro.
you're not. I'm the Rock, you the Heartbreak Kid. I'm Denzel, you Terrence Howard.
yeah, and I get you.
Do you have ambitions to still run Prime Media one day?
Don't I?
I'm asking, do you?
I'm asking, don't I run Prime Media?
I'm joking. That was a Big Bang Theory one. I didn't get it.
Hey, we Geraint, Trish, Tando, I'm only playing. This is all a joke. I actually have aspirations to run the SABC one day because I think that needs more of me than Prime Media does.
Prime Media is good. It's
Yeah,
well-written.
it's a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, it's a well-oiled machine, and I feel like with what I've learned at Prime Media and my passion for teaching, I think SABC is more of a plan for me. And because I'm well versed in radio and TV,
yeah.
I think I'd be a great person to run the SABC.
Let's get into TV. When does the TV bug bite you? It's because of your mom, because she was a continuity
Yeah, she was a
presenter.
continuity presenter, but I didn't think I'd be that. Yeah.
Robert Marawa took her job.
Yes.
You told me last
Robert
week.
Marawa and Claire Mawisa and
Yeah.
that group of hotties.
Oh, yeah,
they
those
took the
Sandile
oldies out.
Ngema.
So my mom was with Papi Meloy's mom, Nana Meloy, Lucas Sitole.
Wow.
Yeah, my mom was in that group.
Wow.
Is that what inspired you to get into TV?
No, I think the fact that if you can tell people, listen, my uncle, one of my dad's very good friends, you know, black kids, if somebody's your dad's very good friend, he's your uncle.
Yeah.
Zolisa was a station manager at Metro years ago.
For real?
Yeah. And then he started P4 in KwaZulu Natal. So, and then my mom was on TV. So I think proximity is everything.
Yes.
And this is why, like, I'm that mother who, if your kids come to my house, we're gonna go do something that ups their proximity, you know. So are we going to see Zalda, you know, who used to work with Nelson Mandela?
Bounce.
Yeah, like for me, no, Bounce is easy. Anyone can go to
that's
Bounce. I
South
think you
Parkish,
must start like.
Hey, he took it personally. He wants to be Big Bang so bad. But he's not paying enough. He's not getting there.
We're dealing with the astronauts there.
It is an astronaut. 0.
Wait, Easter egg. See, that joke was easy enough for you to get.
I get it. Right up my alley.
No, I just feel like do things, do experiences with your kids. Like take them to see things that to them is out of the realm. Because the fact that I was running around the SABC when I was 7, the fact that I was running around in radio stations when I was 8 or 12, it's not like it's a call I made that I'm going to be a broadcaster, but it wasn't out of my reach. Because there are many kids who sit and they watch TV and they're like, how did those people get there?
Yeah.
You know? Then people listen on the radio, they're like, how did this person get into that radio? And I think that alone is a huge problem for people who want to grow an industry.
Yeah.
Kids must know how to get onto TV.
Yeah.
And so, like with the SABC, I want to do it because for that reason alone, so that we can. I think the SABC should be like Universal Studios, where people land and they want to go see them.
Literally.
You know.
Yes.
And once you do that, then you can have academies in there. You can have master classes in there. You can have ad agencies being based there because the studios are there.
It's a sleeping beast.
So then you can show people that being on radio is not just being the presenter. It's the person who writes the copy. It's the person who produces it. The person who produces the show. You know, there's just many aspects to it that is important to highlight, and that's why I say Prime Media is okay. I'd like to do the SABC.
Did your mom live long enough to see your success?
My mom attended one episode of my Strictly Come Dancing debut, and then she passed away.
Oh.
So, but she saw me rock it.
Yeah, she
She saw me rock it. But also, my nanny, who's still our nanny now at my dad's house, she says, because obviously when my mom had cancer, she basically became my mom's caretaker.
Yeah.
So they spent a lot of time together, speaking a lot.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it's so tough to let go now of Anbonani, because she just holds my mom's vault so much that it's important that we keep her, because so she'll say things sometimes, and maybe she'll see that you're struggling or you're having a bad day or you're fighting with a boyfriend, and she'll say things where you can see that she's almost channeling my mom.
Oh, wow.
So she'll say to me when she has to remind me how good I am that, you know, Sisi used to say, if you want something done, give it to Anele.
Nah.
And she's like, and then, because they're always like, but Anele busy. I don't know, Law busy who's going to get it done. Because she'll make sure that between this and that and that and that, she slips it in, you know?
Yeah. Jeez, that's insane, man. I'm not even going to mention all the TV shows you've done. If people want to know, they can Google that. There's a lot. But the one which took my breath away, bro, was Real Talk with Anele.
Yes.
When I watched that, I'm like, who the fuck is doing your research? I remember, I don't know who you were interviewing.
Sparkling water.
I don't know who you were interviewing, ne? Mari, you mentioned that they used to sleep on the floor. They used to eat, I don't know, bro, but like, I'm like, this
Was
research.
this not Skoomba?
It was probably school, but
Yeah,
yes.
he used to tell me he used to sleep under the dining room table.
Yes. I'm like, the research is insane. Who was doing the research there?
Me.
No ways.
I love research. Research is actually for me. I mean, thank you so much. I love being on the mic and in front of the camera, but what whitens my teeth better than anything is like finding out things to open you up.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of my
You didn't have a
research.
team on Real Talk?
Look, we did have a team, but because they come with their own understanding what research is. To them it's like, where were you born? Type of thing. But for me, so it was, the onus was on me to teach them how I do research. So with time, yes, the team grows, but I mean, even that, you know, the team goes, you know the turnover in this industry. I mean, with Real Talk, I was basically teaching a new person every month how to do a job, you know? And you can't now be this person when it's a young person, they're just out of varsity or whatever, and, you know, they've got stars in their eyes, and you now want to be cheap because of Tikiwe, you know? And I think it was a lot of the strain that I experienced in Real Talk. It was like that balance of teaching, researching, like making sure it's the right clips. But also, this is a downfall of mine. I am a control freak, and I know that.
So would you say you're hard to work with?
No, I'm not hard to work with as long as you do your job. Yeah, no.
There's a difference.
There's a difference. I'm not hard to work with. I think I create pretty awesome environments to work in, actually.
But sometimes that can be the downfall, man, because people get too comfortable.
But I don't want anyone going to work being unhappy because my mom was unhappy at her job for like a good 16 years. And
At Simunye?
no, my mom left Simunye, man. My mom, when my mom passed away, she was working in the public relations office at Pretoria Technicon, and her boss was a terror.
Aish.
Like, and it didn't matter what she tried to do. Like, she would like apply for other jobs inside of the institution, and
Was it because she was a woman? Or?
yeah, and Renee would block it. You know, she would always block it, but she would always be. And then she didn't like my mom because my mom had a better car, but my mom, obviously, my dad is like buying things. It was just like, it was just bullying at work. It was, and so.
Isn't that weird that still happens today?
It does,
amongst women?
but this is why people who work with me will tell you, like, I'm adamant that you will not come to work to be unhappy. Please, rather, don't do it. Like, to me, that thing gives you cancer. I think my mom got cancer because she was unhappy at work.
Eish.
You know, so I'm not difficult to work with. I create great environments, but I am concrete. When because I know that I will take accountability for all of us. So don't do things that force me into taking accountability, because if we do something wrong, it's mine. On TV, live TV, and something goes wrong, no one says who Anele is, what sound guy did this. It's like, Anele Moshi.
Yeah.
So now I need to take it on the chin. So we all gonna take it on the chin type of thing. So like I'm like very hard, but what I also know about myself is that as soon as I've made my point clear about where you failed, we're back to normal.
Yeah, we move
And I
on.
think people who work with me have it's like a jarring thing for them in the beginning, but then it makes sense later, because it's like, okay, because now we know when you're fighting with someone, you don't know when you guys are gonna be fine again. So I always make the first step to show you we're fine again.
Yeah.
We're fine again.
personal.
Yeah, it's not personal. It's not.
But you're intimidating, Anele.
oh please, you're intimidating.
Is it called a bitch resting face? What is it called?
A bitch resting face. I do not. I have the
you
friendliest
don't.
face in the
No,
world.
you got a friendly face.
I was so scared to talk to you when you came into the staff meetings.
Really?
Ooh, I was afraid of you, Anele.
Oh, MacG, won't
Hey, I was like, this one is ready for violence. This one wrong move, you're out. You fucked. Eh? Isn't she intimidating, dog?
No,
You reckon?
I don't get those vibes.
You've never worked with her. That's
But I was telling guys, like, oh, wow, man, she's so, in person, she's like, so approachable, and
I don't think I'm that at all.
yeah, you're not.
I actually think that's part of my success. Is the
Yeah.
fact that everyone feels I'm approachable.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
Because
Very,
I think
very
if
approachable.
you like, because from what I see, I am the most approached celebrity.
Okay.
Because kids come up to me. The kids don't care. They just come up to me.
Yeah.
Parents, I don't think I have a wrestling pitch. Otherwise, the amount of people who approach me at the airport. Dude, like, people follow me into the bathroom.
What?
Like, into the store. Like
like his PA.
I'm like,
Like a
I come in. Yes, like my PA.
And the PA is PA. You got two PAs.
There's a train of people following me into the bathroom. I really feel I'm approachable. I do think that I also ban ditati kaka, you know. So, and there's just instances
Yeah,
where,
there's a difference between if I'm a Tati Kaka and.
oh, that's loud now. Hi.
Nah, it's fine.
Is it fine?
Nah,
Oh,
no,
okay.
don't worry about it.
Oh, okay, cool.
You've done over 400 interviews.
Yes.
Which one was the best one?
400.
Yeah, on Real Talk.
Bloody hell.
They had 4 seasons, yeah?
We know we had more.
Yeah.
Nah, that sounds like
Yeah, but I mean, if you had to count even the radio ones, I think I'm at 1,000.
yeah.
Best interview. Oh, there's so many.
Give me a top 5.
Ooh, okay. Oh, Taraji P. Henson,
On radio.
radio. Blair Underwood on TV. This woman that killed her husband, I forgot her name. She even wrote a book. She was really one of my favorite interviews. And it's so funny, she called into the radio station the one day, and she's like, hi, because now she's calling for something else. Hi, Anele, do you remember me? I'm like, no, I'm the woman who killed her husband. The team is like, hey, oh.
Which one is this one?
Hey, Anele, who are your people? You killing the husbands, yeah. And I'm just like, let me explain it. It was in self-defense. He'd been abusive for 20 years. Listen, you know what I'm saying, yeah. She was great.
Not Katy Perry. Not Ed Sheeran.
Nah, those people are boring, man.
Wow. Katy Perry is boring, guys. Ed Sheeran is boring.
Are you surprised though?
Wow.
Do you know what
Is there anyone who you wanted and still want to interview, but like they were never there, or you never got.
Yeah, like for us, it's Trevor Noah. Hey, we've been.
Yes,
Really?
for us,
Yeah.
yes, and he's your boy. Come on now.
It's gonna be here in December.
December.
No, I didn't say anything.
Okay, guys, December. Trevor Noah's coming.
Hey, the leave is off, guys. December, we're gonna wait by the airport.
Bonus time.
Yeah, we're gonna set up by the airport.
Can I tell you something? I think you would do a better Trevor interview than I do.
No way.
Because when you know someone that well,
Yeah.
it's so difficult to write the line of, but I know the story.
Yeah.
But I don't, and because I don't want to ask you before. I hate asking you before. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah,
Talk about what you
yeah,
know. Talk about, and then,
yeah.
because if you can't get yourself out of a question in an interview,
Yeah.
then why are you famous?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Get yourself out. Like when you raise something and I'm uncomfortable to talk about it, things like that. Things like that.
Yeah.
So I don't flag questions with people. So I really think that I've done the most average Trevor interviews and people love them. Oh, it was so good. I'm like, hi guys, just be honest, Nitano Trevor.
Yeah.
Nitano Trevor, Nitano Amna. But
Yeah.
I really, there was even a time when I interviewed him on his set at the Daily Show.
Yeah, that was dope.
He looks at me, he's like, you see, that was dope. I think that interview was average.
Yeah.
Or maybe I think it's average because it's my friend. So even when I'm watching it back, I'm listening to things that I know.
Yeah.
But if he looks at me, he's like, who and now? Why are you so formal? I'm like, because the good Daily Show. You know? And it's funny, which is different with Caesar because Caesar can throw anything at him.
Yeah.
And I know that him and I can have an earnest, robust something. But also, I suppose, I'm also protecting Trevor a little bit. It's like why I think Oprah does the worst Beyonce interviews. Because she's constantly trying to protect Beyonce. Whereas, just ask her the questions.
Yes.
You know? And that's why I know you would do a better Trevor interview than me.
Thank you, man.
You would.
Worst interview you did?
Chester Williams.
No. He's hilarious. He's hilarious.
No,
Hilarious?
not Chester missing the color.
Williams, the rugby player.
Chester Williams, the rugby player.
I thought it's I
know he was
Hey, my man,
bad.
take that out. I sound stupid there.
No, you better keep that.
No, you're self-park. Don't worry, you're self-park.
Twitter, come out here.
You're self-park. You're loud. Those are self-park.
You even went for the puppet immediately, eh? Come on down to South Park and meet some friends of mine. Yeah.
You are missing in action.
No, Chester Williams. Oh, Kelly Kumalo was a good interview for me.
Kelly.
And I know you were like, she said, oh God.
God.
No, Kelly for me, my first interview with Kelly in Real Talk, I'm wearing a black and gold top. And it was when Senzo had just passed away. And because I really, and it's also when I interviewed AKA, there's sometimes when I don't care what the scandal is, but I care the story before it. Because I remember with Kelly, because when I do an interview, I always tell myself, I have one question that I want to ask. Everything else is just dressing.
Yes.
Dia apa in Xhosa it's to say dia apa kufethole khona. I'm going to where the sheep died. Not where we decided to slaughter it. We're going to go buy that. Dia apa. So for me, when I do an interview, all I'm aiming for is there. And if I don't get there, I fail. So Kelly, I wanted to know how her and Senzo became intimate. And what happened the first night they had sex. And she told me all of that.
She did.
But because I built her up to such a place of trust. And this is why I don't think Kelly's a terrible interviewee.
Yes.
I think because she doesn't trust people as well, because everyone's always ready to attack her. You need to build her up to a place of trust and then get there. So if you do not present yourself as flawed to Kelly, you're not going to get anything out of her, because all she is flawed. Right?
Yes.
So I think she was a great interview. So for Chester, Look, it was very long ago. I was still on campus, but my lord, he was... And you know what annoyed me about Chester is because I went to go buy his book because he released his book, and I spent the entire weekend reading his book. And I wasn't planning on interviewing him, but after reading his book, I was like, oh my word, I want to have him on the show. He was rushed. He was like annoyed. He didn't want to open about things that he wrote in his own book.
Wow.
But because he'd been fired, and pushed out of rugby a little bit. Then that weekend where I got his book, he got rehired, I think, to coach the Lions. So then it was back into the bag, and now you can't mess with your bag.
You can't tell it all
so I
now.
must take both sides. Yes, somebody had to protect the chick, but he was terrible. Shame.
The art of a good interview. according to Anele Mdota?
It's the art of Twitter. Don't tell me what you're doing. Tell me what you're thinking whilst you're doing it.
Woo! Buzz. Did you get that one?
No, repeat that one. Hey, I'm South Park. I've moved suburbs. I'm down at the South Park now, you know. I'm MacGyver's neighbor now.
You're just on the brink of Bona Valley.
It's the what? The thoughts?
No, don't tell me what you're doing. Tell me what you're thinking whilst you're doing it. So the art of a good interview is don't tell me where you were born, but what about where you were born still lives in you right now? Because then you're going to tell me where you were born and then further go into the next thing.
Wow.
And always base your question on the person's last answer on that thing. So if you do your research and you watch everyone's interview, every interview that person has done, and they will talk about, the pain of losing a mother. Don't ask them about their mother passing away. Your question about their mother has to be the last thing they said about their mother. So if it's like, I miss my mom's perfume, you will say, I read somewhere that you missed the way your mother smelled. Did you ever figure out the perfume? Did you go buy it? Do you have it? Are you scared of it? Are you scared of your mom's smell? What other smells triggers your mother in you? So don't leave it there, run with it. That's the art of a good interview, and that's what keeps them engaged, because immediately they're like, yo, this person knows me.
And that's an art.
Yeah.
But I think it's an art we can all learn if we just stop living inside ourselves.
Yeah. Tell me about the red carpet, man, at the Academy Awards. How was that, bro? You were so excited when you came back, eh?
On both occasions.
Yeah.
Done it twice. You know, the first time I did, I don't think I've told many people this, but the first time I did that thing, I was so stressed to let Mnet down that my face collapsed afterwards.
Mnet, our employers.
Yeah?
Our employers.
Mnet, your employers.
Channel Law, I get it. Same WhatsApp group.
You know, they put so much money into taking me to the Oscars, right?
Yeah.
That you almost like, there's a fear that I might return with no interviews. So you leave your heart on that carpet. And
So they organize everything?
Yeah, everything. The entrance,
hotel.
the hotel.
Wow.
And also, it's very rare that you're allowed to fly with your own makeup artist, because there's makeup artists there.
That's the idea.
You know? But I'm very adamant about growing my team.
Yeah.
You know, I want my makeup artist to say, I've been to the Oscars.
But you're also about the team. I remember you were meant to do an OB in America just by yourself.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm not going
I said, I'm not going without my team.
Yeah, unless everybody comes.
Yeah, they're like, no, Version just want to take you. And I'm like, no, one or all, guys.
Yeah.
Because you create animosity in a team by doing things like that. And those things gnaw at the team. And I don't have time to be managing that shit. We all go, we don't go, the end. But I mean, with the Oscars, it's Anele, so it's fine. So it was just amazing. And because I watch a lot of movies and I've generally got a good memory, I found what would grab the A-listers was me reciting their lines to them. Like Al Pacino, I recited the Inch speech from Any Given Sunday to him. You know, what can I say, gentlemen? Here we are, halftime, you know. It's that inch, 1 inch too early, you're gonna miss it. 1 minute, you know what I'm saying? And for him, when I started doing that to him, he was like, take a look at this kid. And then he walks to me. Michelle Yeoh as well, with her 007 lines. Dame Judi Dench, all of them, Helen Mirren.
You met all these people?
Javier Bardem. Dude, go watch it. Like, I got everyone. At a point, the SABC of Spain was on this side and the SABC of Italy was on this side, and they hated me. Yeah. Because they were like, what is going on? Why is she getting everyone? Yeah. And then the first year I went, Trevor was the year he went on stage, right? So Trevor was at the Oscars. So as he walked down, and everyone's like, oh, Trevor. I'm like, hey, wait. And then he turns, he's like, I'm easy. Walks to me. Oh, we have a chat. Excuse me, please. Sure. Okay, sure. Turns, he goes, everyone, how did you get Trevor? I'm like, you know, and I even remember this, not last year, when Charlize was nominated for Bombshell. She came in very late. and she was rushing through, not speaking to anyone, passing everyone, Ryan Seacrest, Jimmy Fallon, everyone. And then I went, Charlize, South Africa. Charlize, South Africa. She was walking, and her mom heard me say South Africa. And her mom went, hey.
Wow.
And then like, she's like, stop. And she's like, South Africa. Then she turned, she's like, oh, sorry, I'm so sorry. How are you? Yes, you're from Mnet. I was told you're coming. How are you? Bruh, she stands there, we chat. After a while, I'm like, I'm done. She's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, okay. Otherwise, are you good? And so we chat. And then Jimmy Fallon, the little Hispanic guy, Jimmy Fallon, his soul.
Wow.
That's a promo.
Wow.
Yes, carry on.
So,
it's the first time Soul is speaking.
I know.
What is she?
So Charlize goes to him, and then I'm left with her mother, Gerda. So now I'm shooting the breeze with them. I'm like, hey, how are you? She's like, I'm fine. I'm like, don't you get sick of going to these things? She's like, yeah. I'm like, but you always like act like you love it. So she's like, so you think Charlize just acts that she didn't get it from someone? You know? And so like, there's just like such little moments of being on that carpet that like make it like so huge in my life, you know, and things that I look back on that people didn't see, like, because I was delivering a link, practicing and delivering, because before the stars walk, they open the cup and they let you walk everywhere so you can like record your links, right? And I remember I was delivering a link, and I remember Ryan Seacrest's team asked my director, they're like, is she on auto cue? And he's like, no. What? They're like, no ways. And they came out to me, they're like, how do you do that? I'm like, do what? They're like, just how do you know what to say and where you're gonna go with it? And I was like, I don't know, I just know it. And so like, that's a moment for me. You know, you can't go, that's not going to be on the Mnet special, right? Yes, the Mnet special is very special, but that's a moment for me. So there's a lot of moments around the Oscars that were moments for me, you know?
When you did TV, you're still doing TV, did you ever get body shamed? Like, did you lose a gig because of you didn't look a certain way?
I don't think I was body shamed to my face, but I know I'm sure there's gigs like I haven't gotten because of the way. No, definitely, without a doubt.
And they know you would kill it.
No, without a doubt. Why has Celeste never hosted the Summers?
Why? She's funny.
Dude, she's the funniest. No, I know this, but also it's like, people go in with their own insecurities and then they're yours all of a sudden. Because I think for a very long time, and I remember when I started Strictly Come Dancing, it was like, no, she won't feel comfortable being that big amongst the thin girls. You know, so people always talk on your behalf, like, and that's the thing about rooms. You know, people write that your name is being said in rooms that you're not in. You don't know if those things that they're saying in those rooms are good or nice. So don't celebrate about your name being said in rooms, right? Like, I know that they'd be like, no, you know, oh no, she's too this. Oh, who would dress her? You know, that's a lot. Yeah, that stuff that myself, Tumi Meraka, and Celeste have been faced with. Oh, who would dress her? You know,
and you just gotta take it on the chin.
You have to take it on the chin. You know, you have to take it on the chin. It's like, there was a show that I did where they'd like, oh, we can't put Anele in short things. You know, it just won't look nice. But then everyone else is in short things, you know. So there's definitely a lot of it, and I suppose that's why I personally work that hard, because, you know, you paddle so much in the cream, hoping to change it into butter so that, you know, it's a stable ground to stand on, so that insults like that don't affect your bag, you know, so that you like, I can but you're gonna hire me because I'm gonna deliver, you know. So there's a definite a huge amount of it, because I don't think anybody has ever not gotten a job because they're thin, you know, because there's like, sometimes you watch, you're like, yeah, but hey, when I petanga do land, you know, but I suppose you look the way you do, so well.
Imagine with niggas, you get a gig because you're hanging. Imagine, like, that was the criteria.
Hanging how?
Like, you got a big dick.
How do they know you got a big dick?
No, I'm just saying.
On show TV.
Oh, he's
doing porn.
How do they know you're gonna
No,
be?
I'm saying, imagine that's how we were judged.
Dick imprint, they can see it.
Yeah,
Because sometimes you can see it from the pants. You're like, whoa.
Which one is this one?
Hammer time.
Emma.
No, I'm trying to explain how
Okay, I see what you're
nonsensical
saying.
it
Yeah,
is.
yeah. But I suppose some people have not gotten gigs because they're not small. Like, has Kumba ever hosted the Oscars or the SAFTAs or whatever? Has he?
No.
Why not?
Why not? Yeah.
Oh, he's funny. He's good.
Have any ninjas tried to be inappropriate with you? Like, you know.
Oh, can I tell you, I am the most blessed person and I am like literally the most blessed person when it comes to sexual harassment in the workplace. It has never happened to me. But also, I am told that I can't pick up when people are hitting on me.
Oh, yeah. You couldn't pick it up.
Yeah, very, very
Times at the
much.
stuff parties, I tried.
Yeah.
I was shooting my shot there.
Oh, you should have stood in a chair.
She couldn't see you. That's the problem.
Get out! Did you see the shot?
Sis Anele.
But I would have been a nice Ben 10 for you, man.
Really?
Yeah.
That's another thing. I haven't been with like young guys. I'm like,
No, but you work too hard, you know? And I'll just come, service, go home.
oh.
Service, go home. Because you look like the type where, you know, you tell the nigga in bed, like, okay, hold me here. Slap me here.
Actually, funny enough, I'm not like that. I'm actually want to be dominated in bed.
No
because I
fucking
dominate
way.
everywhere else. Yeah, I'm not like that.
What? Aya said that?
No, we were talking about it with Aya.
What did you guys
Looks like
say?
that type.
What did you guys say?
She looks like that type. Like,
That likes to be dominated.
yeah, like as much as she's
Not
got all.
like I'm not gonna sit. I don't sit and do nothing.
Yes,
Let's not get that.
We were saying that like she's got all like the power, the money, the success.
don't wanna be in
but
charge
she
at home.
still wants to be. She still,
Yeah.
But when you clap
respects the
people-
guy.
No, I'm very romantic. Go and cuddly. She on dancing. No, I'm not like that.
Yeah. When are we getting married? Are we getting married anytime soon?
Are you? Oh, I thought when we're getting married. I'm like, no.
no.
It's not a stress for me, hey?
Yeah.
And also,
feel
he
like-
has to propose, right? So, I mean, it's not for you to
No,
say.
but I suppose no.
Or you're gonna
have
ravi
to
him.
propose, but like I think women give themselves too little credit around the whole proposing thing because I have to make the ground supple for him to be like, okay, it's a done deal. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I suppose it's something that I have to figure out in therapy. It's just something that's never been something that I care
Do
about.
therapy?
Yeah.
All the time.
You're fucking kidding me.
Yes.
I started 6 months ago. It's amazing.
Yeah, look, it's supposed to. You service your car, why won't you service your mind?
How long you been doing it for?
Your years.
You lie.
I'm like on to like my 4th therapist now already.
For real? You got that many issues, bro?
Do you know what it is? It's not that I have issues. The reason I don't have issues is because I go to therapy.
Oh, yeah. It's like
You know-
fine-tuning the mind.
When is it time to change your therapist? You're on your 4th now.
When it's almost like I feel you preempt me. Yeah, when we get to a familiar
Yes,
place,
yeah.
you know, because also it takes a lot for a therapist to open me up because I also set traps for you.
Okay. I see, yeah.
And also sometimes I think the one lady, she was really good and I think she had like thousands of doctor's degrees, but I could see that because I know how to, I'm an interviewer. It's my strength.
Yes,
So
yes.
I can change this thing quickly and it's all about you, but you didn't see it.
Yes.
Because I'm saying a lot, but I'm actually saying nothing.
Yeah.
So, and it's another reason why I don't do interviews, is because I panic for the other person.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Then I say a lot and I'm not actually opening up, and then you walk away and you've actually learned nothing about
yeah,
me.
100%.
You know, so therapy, when it's...
Are these weekly sessions? Because mine, I call it when I need her. Like
No,
only when
I
need her.
I try to go a lot, but like when I'm busy, I forget, and then she'll remind me, Guti, your therapy is so that in these busy sessions you are fine.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
when life happens, it's like, and people are like, oh, this happened. Aren't you gonna need therapy? And I'm like, no, I go to therapy so that these things can happen. You know, and I'm fine about them.
Yeah.
So I would recommend that people go bi-weekly.
Well, what did you uncover from therapy, like about yourself?
Well, that was the first one that I never know when people are hitting on me.
Oh.
But also that now was a product of me not thinking I'm pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so no one could ever possibly come up to you.
Yeah, because I'm like, who's like, you know? And the thing is, I was like, I didn't think I was pretty. I think I'm quite fly. Like,
You're very fly,
thank you.
Hey.
But so she was like, no, there's a difference in you thinking you've got an engaging personality and men are drawn to you than you thinking and believing that you're good looking. So, you know, that was it.
If you get married, are you dropping them daughter surname? Are we dropping it? Anele Mkwebo.
Is that your surname?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey?
Do you know what it is? Also, can I say something about women, A woman will do everything for you if she loves you. So when you find like resistance, that's not your woman.
Hey! Yes, sis. Buzz.
Yeah, like when there's like this, like, Twitter's gonna have me, sorry. But like when there's like too much, that's not your woman.
What? When there's too much? Is it true you're dating Tobam Kangi?
Oh no, Toba and I broke up.
Oh, you lie.
We like broke up like last year already. I'm married to my next man.
Your next man?
Like back then. No, Toba and I broke up.
So who are you dating now? What's happening?
Another guy.
Another guy? You don't wanna... Because you never disclose, like...
I don't even know how you know that.
It's called research, babe. I learned from the best.
It's called Instagram scrolling. If I tagged at Tobam Kangi, so obviously...
Because you, like, your private life is not out there. Like, you don't share
Yeah,
anything.
look, I do live my life, but I don't think it's a talking factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I worked with you for how many years? I forgot. I didn't even know who your baby daddy was.
You see,
Yeah?
because why must you know?
Who is your baby daddy?
Tandile.
Tandile. I don't know him.
Exactly.
Is he famous? Do you know him so?
I have
Nah.
no famous boyfriends.
I don't think it's
For real?
famous.
You just date... What's wrong with famous guys?
Follow my eyes.
I'm not famous. I wish.
No, it's not like a conscious, I don't know. It's just like, I just think it's too much, eh? Like, can't be me and you. And no, there are actually very little famous couples dating.
Yeah.
It's just that when they are, that is highlighted.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like Zintle and Murabong. It's like, now everybody knows it, you know? Otherwise, they are very, like, if you look at, like, the amount of famous people that they are in the world now, not just South Africa, and whether they're dating a famous person or not, I think it's very seldom.
True.
What type of niggas are you into?
Niggas who niggas, I guess. Just
Ne?
people
You
like,
don't have a type, ne?
just work.
Work.
Just work.
That's it. So skinny niggas is fine.
It doesn't matter.
You
just
don't have to
work.
be hanging.
But also don't hide. Yeah, like no, to me, just work or have ambition or
Ambition.
yeah, ambition is very important to me.
Yeah.
But just work more than anything.
Have you ever lost niggas because you're such a strong, independent woman? Maybe come across as bossy or emasculating, you know?
I suppose in the long run it's that, but it's not something that happens in the beginning. But I think in the long run it's that because you also think. Back to what I was saying, that if you'll know if a woman likes you, you know, but at the same time, it's like you think I'm gonna let certain things go about my life because I'm in a relationship with you, and then that's not gonna happen. To me, indoda ilahlisa kugeza, guys, because I'm a dadana yakeza, you know.
What does that mean?
You're full of shit.
Shageza.
No,
Full of
guys
shit,
are
like-
disrespectful and
Yeah.
We are full of shit.
Yeah, and so and
Totally.
Yeah.
I've got a really low tolerance for that. So
Okay.
I think for a very long time I will put it on, but in my mind I've already started the countdown. Like what?
Have you ever hit a nigga? You look like you'd fuck a nigga.
I have slapped one of my
Nah.
boyfriends, yes,
Nah.
but it was just like a
Hey, wait.
time type of thing. But I'm not like out there like let's square up and beating you up. It's like a reflex, fuck, you know, type
Yeah.
of thing. But like not hit you like. No.
Yeah. And have you ever had your heart broken?
I actually think when I was young, I did have a heartbreak, and then from then on, I was like, "Ain't no one getting here."
Like you're a gangster.
Not that I'm gangster. I just think that I'm very selective about my heart. I'm very like I love and I love deeply, but it's like my mom's best friend is always like, "Love deeply, but do it with your eyes open." I think sadly that happened to me at a young age. So then for the rest of the time, I've always been like with my eyes open.
Ever cheated?
Me? Yes.
Yeah, ne?
It's
Part of life. Eh?
It's part of life. It's.
How did you get caught?
I didn't get caught.
You didn't get caught.
Women never get caught, bro.
They never get caught,
No,
bro.
You can't ask a woman she got caught.
Never, ever
Women
get
never
caught.
get caught cheating.
Hey, you
At
guys
all.
are slick, eh?
Women are smart.
Cause I don't know if I must give away the game.
Ah, please,
No,
give away.
come on,
Please, give us just
please,
one hint.
please.
We're over it now. Eh? So we
Yeah,
don't
we
I
cheat
all
tell
no
over
more.
you
it.
one
Like,
thing I know
we
about
settled
men.
now.
eh?
Yeah.
That's the one thing I know about men is that men like to report a lot to you to put you at ease because they know they're going out to get up to shit, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm doing this. It's like you have to tell me if you're going on a business trip for 3 days.
Yes.
I need to send evidence.
Yeah,
Evidence
no,
of-
yeah, and then you're like sending flights, and you're like,
Yeah.
no, do you want to
Evidence
give
of innocence.
flights, snap pictures, but oh, I let's us, you know. And so now you must remember, I determine the rhythm of our relationship because of that. Because now you telling me everything.
Yeah.
So therefore, I know exactly what I'm gonna be doing in those times. But you, the one who's reporting to me.
So if I say I'm gonna go record Anele on Thursday, since from Monday, that's a red flag.
Yes. It's not. Look. It's not. Call it whatever
That's
flag
her
you will.
cue to do her
But that's
thing.
my cue. That because
to
now
do her
I don't have to
stuff.
report to you my excuse.
So
I'm confused.
when you sending evidence of innocence, that's when she is getting up to
Mischievous.
non-innocence, mischief.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Because now you've already sent me yours.
Yes.
So then we can always assume that I'm gonna be home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Until you get
I'm
back from
assuming you're
Anele.
home
You're assuming
missing
that
me.
because you are the one who was on. Though I'm a successful businessman, I'm on the road. I'm keeping us fed.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yo,
That's
cold,
when they're nailing
man.
us. That's when they're
cold.
nailing us.
That's
when we're showing
cold.
pictures at the bride.
And also,
Yo.
men, you guys will always tell your friends when you're cheating. Always.
Yes, yes.
Women don't tell us so.
100%. Get a la.
No, you
Get
tell
a
your
la.
sisters though.
No, not even our
Don't let
sisters.
me hang
Oh,
you.
sorry,
You're right.
your
Sisters.
No.
Wow.
You
You're
don't
right.
tell anyone.
Yeah. And the friend is the one who always.
No, a friend. The thing is, when guy friends fight, they won't tell the woman. Like, if you two had to fight and have a massive fallout that you guys are not friends again, you're not gonna run to his wife and be like, yeah, this is what Mac is up to, yeah.
Yeah.
But when girls fight, the first person they go to is your man. She'll be like, so this is another reason why you must. Even if she doesn't tell your man, she will tell someone else, and sooner or later it will
Yes.
get to your man. So you must just tell no one.
When you cheated,
Oh, when you cheated.
the person you were cheating with, had your man ever met him or knew of him?
Yes, he had.
You are cold. You are cold.
Yes! I'm not here to lie to you guys.
Yes. Yo. Take
Because,
off.
Thank goodness you
no,
never
guys,
found out, 'cause
because
that hurts more.
men cheat because they have an opportunity. Women cheat because they're trying to fix something.
In the relationship.
Yes.
Yeah.
But okay, you strike me as those people that when you cheat, you don't cheat and fall in love. Because that's the dangerous one, the emotional one.
There are no women who cheat without emotion. If your woman is cheating, she's emotionally attached to that man.
Anele, you're breaking my heart.
Please break mine more. These are revelations we need as men.
Miss SA, Miss Revelations. Alright, cool. We're gonna play a game. One must go, yeah?
Okay.
Radio edition. Are you ready?
Okay.
I'm excited for this one. You know when you said when you do an interview, you go straight to the. This is my. Let's go.
With the coat, the sheep
Appa
died.
kufei tolekon.
This is where the sheep died. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the sheep died. Yeah.
The sheep died.
Dineo Ranaka Unati. One must go.
In what sense?
Radio.
Like if one never existed on radio.
Oh shit! Yo.
Kesa. Uncle.
They're very similar though.
Yeah, that's why I put them up, yeah.
Dineo.
Ah, no ways. Mom, daddy.
Do you know why? I did exactly that. I went to the height of their careers in radio as far, and Unati's drive show with Glenn and Mel will surpass many shows that happen in this country. For free, guys.
okay.
For free. Let's not play.
Yeah.
Even when they went to do breakfast.
Understandable.
Yeah, yes, when Dineo was with Chili.
But
they were fire as well. But
Yes, they were great.
Here's my thing. You can mention Chili's highest moments on radio without mentioning Dineo, but you can't mention Glenn's highest moments on that show without mentioning Unati.
That makes a lot of sense.
So that's where I am. But Dineo's fucking fire on radio.
Yeah,
but let's not. It's not like I'm backtracking.
Yeah.
Like, but no, world peace, no.
Yeah.
Unati.
Shit, man. Do any of these ladies in the industry like envy you? Because you got the greatest gig. You know, that's the gig that every lady wants, right? Or
Really?
every broadcaster wants. Yeah.
Yes.
What? As in the
Not
slot
even
or the
ladies,
station?
broadcasters.
I think the station, the
Where
slot,
I am,
everything. It's safe, it's nice, it's comfortable.
Bag
It's
is good.
Yeah, there's longevity. It's stable.
You can't envy because the amount of consistency is a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
I have to deliver every day, guys. Every day.
Monday to Friday, 6 to 9.
Every day. So, you know, sometimes it's not nice.
So
but
they're not
I do
envious
it.
at all.
No, no one's ever said they're envious.
Do you even have like girlfriends in the industry?
I do.
Is it?
Yeah.
Who are they?
Unati, Minnie, Celeste. I'm trying to scroll down my phone.
Yeah. Yeah,
The
I
one-
love Celeste.
Yeah, the
Yo.
people I speak to the most is Unati, Minnie, and Celeste. And then
Minnie Tamini.
yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah, no, a lot.
Jones.
Yo, Minnie and I speak a lot. Scheme. Yeah, I even speak to Minnie's mom.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Queen. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I was close to her brother, Makosini, before he passed away. Those three, and then Mel and I always suss it out by, have you been to my house? Have I been to your house?
Danko.
You know?
Do you know my son's name?
Yeah, you know, so that's how, you know, I like his name from Twitter. But, yeah.
Oh, do you follow Zinza too?
Yes, in touch, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm fond of Zizo.
Oh, Zizo.
I'm very fond of Zizo. Very fond of her. But I wouldn't say we're like bosom buddies yet. Maybe like later, but I'm fond of her. And then on this side, it's Kaya, Kolisa, Sizwe, Trevor. That's it.
Who pays the bill
Where?
on that side?
We swap.
Yeah.
It's hardly ever Sizwe. Sizwe will not pay a bill, guys. Nah, dogs.
Come on, you can't sort
Your
that out.
cat's been drinking out here. I've been drinking soda water. Nah, dog, nah. But then, Sizwe's the one who'll come to my house on a Saturday morning whilst I've got sleep in my eyes and be like, Alak and I spoke, we're going shopping.
Yeah.
You know, and then him and Alaka are gone for a day. They're riding tractors, horses. He's buying Alaka every game under the sun, every tracksuit, every sneaker, every hat. And then they come home. So we don't count those things because we come up for each other more often than not. So like, I'll hardly pay the bill because I cook at my house.
How does that click even start, bro? I don't even know if you can call it a click because like friends, you know?
Yeah. We actually started on email. No, you can search the emails now. We started an email and it was a lot bigger. And then the circle got smaller.
And Trevor was part of the... Yeah, man. I remember seeing Trevor when he was... started working at Y. He was driving a black Polo.
And he had cornrows.
Yeah. I'm like, this guy looks so cool, man. Fuck. Okay, let's go to the next one. Beyonce, Trevor Noah. One must go.
Beyonce can chuck, guys.
Yes. You're obsessed with Beyonce.
I'm obsessed with her, but Trevor's my friend.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. And also, like, put it this way. Both are in the top 5 of greatest of what they do.
Ooh.
Let's be fair. Both are in the top 5 of the greatest of what like, so if you're counting Richard Pryor, you're counting Chris Rock, you're counting Trevor, you're counting Dave Chappelle,
Kevin Hart,
you know, and you're counting, right?
Yeah.
So you're also counting Beyonce, but look at who it was easier for them to obtain it.
Why are you so obsessed with Beyonce?
Her work ethic.
Yeah.
Her work ethic is insane for me. Like, and for a very long time, I think now she's closed off, but for a very long time, she was very open, like, in terms of, like, showing us that you can kick down the doors.
Okay.
And I always say, when you look at performers, if there's a performer on stage doing the same move that 300 people behind her are doing, that person worked hard. Because it's one thing to stand and just perform whilst everyone's doing the moves behind you. She hits the moves harder than everyone else behind her. She hits the moves harder than the dancers behind her. She's still singing and she's still engaging. Like for me, she is like a power entertainer. But she would go over Trevor. Sorry, B.
Man. How come you've never like aspired to go to America? Because I mean, you know Trevor, you could have.
Yeah, aspiration. I need to find the right words here. You can aspire to be somewhere and know that you're going to get it without always using your get out of jail cards, right?
But isn't that proximity?
It is proximity, so I know exactly what to do when I get there.
Okay.
So I will only use you when it's time to.
Oh.
And use is a very bad word to use it, but you know what I'm saying. So I have a lot of powerful friends, right? Who are not even in the entertainment industry, 100%. Just friends who are powerful. I've never asked them for anything because I know when it's going to be time to ask them for something.
Yes, you don't want to misuse it.
Yeah, so for me, it's like somebody will call to ask me for something stupid. I'm like, ish, you should have done it yourself because now you're out of favors.
Yeah.
Don't use your favor for a Joburg Day ticket.
Yeah.
When you can buy it.
Yeah.
Because what you could say, right?
Yes.
And for instance, I'll give you the example of when it was Coachella and Beyonce was there. I knew that come hell or high water, I wanted to go, right? Yeah. So I bought the tickets for us to go to Coachella. Because I was like, I don't want them to get sold out. 100%. And I'm not going to be like, Trevor, please speak to your people. Yes. And then, so when I presented, I'm like, Trevor, here are 8 tickets for Coachella. They are VIP. We're going. And now Trevor's counted in the 8 tickets. He's like, okay, takes them and upgrades them to backstage.
Oh.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Get him halfway.
So I feel like when you have friends in that realm of power, don't always be leeching. Always come halfway. And soon enough they're going to, when you're reaching for your purse, they're gonna be like because now there's a respect. Like I can go to lunch with a billionaire and I'll pay the bill.
Yeah. But I'm sure you're like, fuck, I shouldn't have bought those 8 tickets.
No, I'm glad I did because also my sisters came with. And you know what I'm saying? Like I'm glad I did. And then I'm glad because he wouldn't have seen the importance in me to go there, right? Yes. And now he made it like, we're getting backstage because guys, time to cease.
How big is he in America? I don't think people understand.
No, Trevor's big everywhere, but Trevor's big. Trevor's big in Japan. When Japan people are greeting me in Japan, we're out there.
Konnichiwa.
Yeah, konnichiwa. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. So I just feel like, even this is not even for famous people, even in corporate. Just meet your powers halfway because they need to see. Because the thing about calling in on favors is people want to know, please don't let me down with this favor. And when I meet you halfway on it, I'm already showing you that I'm going to respect the favor. Yeah.
Fuck. All right, next one. Phat Joe Fresh. One must go.
We must go. Phat Joe can chug. I'm joking. It's only because we had that fight.
That was tempting, eh?
Phat Joe can go.
Phat Joe.
Did you ever listen to Tato and Tato in the morning? Don't come here with that. Don't come here with that. I think Phat Joe gets lauded mostly for the Phat Joe TV show. Yes, everything is done on radio was nice and it was great, but remember what Jay-Z says in his line, every day Star is born. He's like, no one could touch Puff when Puff had it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So obviously Puff Daddy now isn't like, he's rich. Yes. Now it's money and love.
Yeah.
But when Puffy was Puffy, you couldn't touch him. Yeah. Guys, when Fresh was Fresh. When they did those ads, him and Tato in bed or in the shower or whatever, wake up in the morning with Tato and no, don't. Dude, they once laughed at a guy for 11 minutes because he won a saucer in a beauty pageant. Guys. Chonga. No, guys, leave it alone. No one could touch Fresh when Fresh had it. So, he wasn't even like great at studio mix.
Yeah.
But because it was Fresh, I was like, it's enough. Just keep quiet in my let door, you know. So nah.
So why didn't you call him during the allegations? Because we had him a few weeks back.
I know. I watched that. He said I didn't call him. I didn't call him because I didn't want to look like I was prying. Because there's a very thin line between pure sincerity,
Sure.
which I wanted to, because I feel I am the head girl at 947.
Yes.
So it was within my realm to do that, but I also didn't. It was too sensitive, and I was like, I don't want to feel like I'm prying, because also he knows full well that he couldn't trust anyone in that situation.
And you hardly call him anyway. So now you are calling.
Now you are calling,
and
and then,
crying.
and then it's like, and can I tell you, I haven't been through anything as heinous as that, and I say heinous for both parts, right? But I know that when people are going through things, one of the things, because our minds are overthinkers, we're human. 100%. One of the things you overthink about is, what are people saying about me? My friends, my colleagues, and I think if you can give people the peace of mind that I'm not talking about you, it's also a gift.
How crazy was it during that time?
I think inside of the station it was contained quite well, because also, you know, it was contained well, and then it also wasn't all that big inside of the station.
Oh, I see.
And so, for instance, we weren't fielding calls like from every second listener saying, "What's happening with Fresh? What did Fresh do?" There was none of that. So it was quite calm waters. But I did feel a tension within the higher powers, that not that they didn't have time for us, but I could see that, you know, there was a battle for something else here. And I also saw that there was a point when everybody was on one side, and then I could see the divisions where Euphonik and Fresh on this side and management on this side.
Earlier on, you said if the station does not make a big deal of it, it doesn't become a big deal.
Doesn't become a big deal.
Do you feel like they dealt with the whole Fresh thing and Euphonik thing in the right manner?
I don't know enough about the manner to know if they dealt with it in the right manner, because those boardroom doors were very closed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What do you think about, like, we've lost a lot of big fishes in the radio industry this year, you know?
Big
like
fish.
Greg Maloka?
Greg.
Yeah.
Somizi. What do you think?
No, Samizi wasn't a big fish in the radio field. Let's not do that.
But you know what I mean?
Okay, but did Samizi leave Metro because of the whole Mohale thing?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Even Idols.
Is he left? Did he leave?
You see, Samizi is a big fish in Idols. If you're looking for a place where Samizi is a big fish, it's Idols.
Yeah.
I just feel, no, not on radio, and even he knows that.
But what do you think about, like, this trend that's happening of, like, big guys especially getting cancelled because of their personal behavior?
Alleged in some instances.
Yes. Yeah, let's use, I want to word it correctly.
Okay, so which one do you guys know to be true and which one do you know to be fake?
I don't know any, man.
Actually,
I don't have enough
they've all
info.
been alleged. If
Exactly.
we're being honest.
So I don't think we can make calls on anything that's alleged.
No, but what I'm trying to say is, like, okay, cool. If I'm Greg Maloka, right, and you allege that something happened, right, chances are it's curtains. But if I come to you, Anele, and I'm like, I allege Anele
did something.
Yeah, which I would love, but let's just say. Chances of you getting cancelled or ostracized
Can
are very
I tell you,
limited.
I don't know if I'm going to say this saying properly, but I'm going to do it. Things happen gradually, and then they happen quickly. I don't know anyone to have been fired over one offense.
I get you.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think, like, I have like I told you, I'm controlling.
Yeah.
And I have, like, a slight temper, like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if somebody had to say, oh my word, like, she screamed at me, like she shouted at me, and, you know, told me everything that I'd done wrong, and I get fired for that, you guys would be like, yeah, Anele.
Oh yes.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I just don't know anyone to have been plucked out of absolute innocence and fried on a pan. You know, so I'm not saying if there's smoke there's fire.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying because behavior speaks to a lot of things. You don't have to have done something for I don't have to have done something for like and actually like or like handle someone for you to believe that like because my behavior says something else.
To the line.
Yeah, so I think,
For lack of a better term.
and I think when bosses are making those calls, it's a behavioral pattern thing. It's a, you know, it's like what is the trends? What is the focus? What is the behavior? The only thing I can say my station did wrong in that. Sorry guys, but I think I said it is. They treated Fresh and Euphonik as one entity.
Oh.
And I believe in the eyes of the law. Fresh is Tato Sikwane and Euphonik is Tembankosi. So the problem is, well, Fresh and Euphonik did themselves no favor. So it's like I was saying to my friends, I'm like, whoa, whether there's so many pictures of them together because now, like, you know, most newspapers will have to go find a picture there and a picture there. But now it's like they're there. You know, I think in the eyes of the law, you are one person. So I would have appreciated for the station to treat them, because now it was a case of, well, if Fresh goes down, Euphonik goes down. If Euphonik goes down, Fresh goes down. And that was the quicksand for them. It's like, because now you don't want to stab your friend in the back. But if the station was coming at you, coming after you, you know that I know how to protect MacG.
Exactly.
I don't have to necessarily look after Anele, you know. And I feel a lot of their... But now, even now, Fresh and Euphonik, I'm like, even your press statements, Fresh, do a press statement by yourself. Euphonik, do a press statement by yourself. Like, stop pairing yourselves together, you know? Because even when alleged crime happened, I don't know what happened in that crime, but I'm pretty sure it was, if it did happen, it was one person doing something and another person doing something. Do you know what I'm saying? So I found the whole clamping of thing together for me a little bit violent. I don't know, like
distasteful.
Yeah, so I would have preferred to be. So if you're gonna make a call, if you're gonna send an email saying this person is no longer within our employ, you must say Fresh is no longer with our employ, and then another email must come out saying Euphonik is not Fresh and Euphonik, because at 947 they didn't do a show together.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And Joe, because we had him on the show.
Yeah.
And he was saying that, you know, when he took a jab at you with the Miss SA thing, he was expecting you to, you know, jab back. Did you watch that? Did you watch that?
It was banter for him.
Yeah.
No.
Because you were the big fish.
Yes.
No. Men in this industry like to think that, because funny, they don't jab at each other. They don't jab at each other. Tell me when they were jabbing at each other. They like to jab at females in the industry because it's easy.
Fresh and Chili were at it.
Yeah, Fresh and Chili is the biggest feud on radio.
I wasn't aware of it.
Now you are.
Now I am. Like, don't make yourself relevant on me, babe. Because we are also just different generations. Because Fresh and Chili, because they are friends. But and you're choming a Fat Joe, and then the next thing you're coming at me and saying shit about me. Don't do that.
But what you were saying, right, is that at the time you are the big fish. You can't exactly go at like ton of taboo.
People will come for you.
Yeah,
you're the king.
Then come for radio. Because you know what you're gonna say to me about radio that you can say about yourself.
Oh, I see. So
do you say
if you came
let's
at
go
the
at
show.
radio shows. Let's go at radio shows. Let's go at radio shows. No,
because you know how to say he's got a small dick.
Yeah, I'm not. Let's go at radio shows.
Does he though?
We can't. I don't know. Chini-san, we can't play rugby on a soccer pitch.
Yo,
you know, if you're saying we are going to jab each other as radio, you're the big fish, then come at that.
Come at my
Fat
show.
Joe's lying. He knows exactly what he was saying. He knows exactly what he was saying. He mustn't do that. Fat Joe likes to make jokes about people, great, but then you must take them back. And that's exactly what I did. Because now, I think they're expecting me to be a princess, as our Tula. Whatever, they can say what they want. No, it's not gonna happen. Because and also my cry is, you are slating an organization that actually literally always has to protect itself against what they're doing. Guys, Miss SA is always protecting themselves. Think about it. Every time they have to be explaining their existence all the time. Then when you've actually got a chance, bruh. In the last 5 years, 3 Miss SAs have released books. You won't host them on your show for that, but you take a time to jab at it. So it's like what I say about tabloids. Please write all the shit you want to write about me, but can you please preempt with award-winning radio and TV personality Anele? Don't just say Anele, because somebody who doesn't know me only sees me as Anele, and they don't know that I actually am famous for something.
Yeah.
You know? So if you're going to dish rubbish on things, also afford the platform to dish good things about something.
Did he call you?
I called him.
Oh.
No, I didn't call him. Ravi called him. Because also Ravi, who is the biggest joker in the world, was like, that was distasteful.
Wow.
But then by the time he called, I was actually quite annoyed and emotional. He did call me. Let me not lie. At 4 in the afternoon, when I was driving to my house, he did call me. And I thought I was joking. And I was like, it wasn't a joke, bruh. I was like, yeah, yes, now it wasn't a joke. I don't expect your apology that it was a joke. It wasn't a joke. Because also, like, you know, be who you want to be on that side. But if you say we're jabbing at each other, then let's do radio. Or then let's do TV. Don't just go and attack something that, like, Anele is the BE partner, is the BE is the equivalent to a BE someone. Like saying that my looks do not qualify me to be part of Miss South Africa. That is not a jab. Let's not lie. That's not a jab, guys. You know, a jab is, I wonder if Anele is going to be in the swimsuit edition. That's a jab. You blatantly saying that my looks do not qualify me to be at a beauty pageant. It's rubbish. And we all know it. Let's not sugarcoat bullshit. We're old. It's about that.
Man, you're turning me on, man. Fucking up.
No, like, yeah, I don't subscribe. And the thing is, I actually don't want to get pulled into that thing with you and your jabbers. Jebanani no, jabba.
You're an anti-vaxxer.
Yeah.
There no jabs up in here.
Jab each other there. Like, don't call me to it. Because also, like, I've never been part of the boys club. They'll say it. Like, when have I ever been called to be part of the boys club? But all of a sudden, my entry into this, you insulting me. All right, guys, please roll me another one.
You're fire, yo.
Just ask me, what's the next one?
Gareth Cliff, Jeremy Mansfield.
Oh, you're making this so difficult.
It's the last one. And I dropped after the Gareth Cliff interview, I dropped a WhatsApp. I'm like, what did you think of the interview? What can I work on? And she blue-ticked me as always, but anyway, it's fine.
I'm
I'm not Trevor Noah, so it's fine.
Oh no, he gets a blue tick as well sometimes.
He catches one.
Guys, no one is above a blue tick. Oh. Who am I keeping?
Who must go?
Jeremy must go, Gareth must stay.
No ways. Anele, no fucking ways. Jeremy!
Do you know, because now I'm like a proper actuary now. Like I'm running odds and all of that. Gareth has survived more things than Jeremy has. In terms of like people coming for him and people want him to get fired and all of that stuff. Cancel culture, all of that, right? Yeah. I suppose also Jeremy got out of the game before the cancel culture, but
oh yes.
And I think Gareth did a bigger job at the crossover market than Jeremy did.
I'm converted.
Yeah.
I agree.
And
you don't think so?
Jeremy was crossover.
No.
Was he not crossover?
No. Okay, my mom knows
Jeremy.
Like,
no.
I love Jeremy and
I adore Jeremy, but also
people didn't even watch A Word or Two.
A Word or Two. He was amazing on A Word or Two. Conundrum.
With those shirts. But wait. Shirts. No, Word or Two was really, really, really big, but you have to call up A Word or Two. Idols is still something that we talk about.
Okay.
You know, the success.
And it had
everyone. Remember, Gareth started on Idols when it was Dave Thompson, Marcus Brewster, Randall Abrahams, and Maralo.
Hey, yeah.
You had a station? Give me a lineup from breakfast to drive time.
Okay.
Let's go.
Am I allowed to be on the lineup?
Hey,
okay,
of course.
I'm on breakfast. With my team SS. There's a kid. What's his name? There's a kid on Tux.
Ooh, kid on Tux.
He's got a name like Denzel or Isaac. Like this.
This is that Alex J moment when she mentions Anele.
There's a Tux kid. Please pass my phone.
Yeah, let's Google him. We've got internet.
Alex J co-signing Anele moment.
Yeah.
We need that kid's name.
Hold, yeah. There's a kid on Lennox.
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 I gotta hear him. What time is he on?
he does sport and he does business.
Oh, nice.
So I'd give him between 9 and 10, just like a
young 1
Or like
hour.
an hour.
Okay.
Just
Hot 99.
what happened to the world in the last 60 minutes, right?
Beautiful. Yeah.
And like
a roundup.
even like playing a new song and be like, this is what Doja Cat brought out.
Yeah.
Everyone Adele coming out. Yeah,
yes.
10 to 12.
that 10 to 1. I'd make
10
it.
to 1.
I'd make it 10 to 1. Anele Potelwa.
Oh,
Yeah, she's making the pots.
She was on the network, and then when we were getting cancer, she's like, hey.
Gone girl.
No, I understand though. She's she's still too sweet to put through that.
That's exactly what she said.
She'll roughen up.
Yes.
I can't wait.
She's doing well.
When she roughens up, she's Anele, that one.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, and without a
When she
doubt.
stops being
Yeah,
Gareth and so and so.
No, sweet, kakhulu, which is fine. I don't want people to be unkind, but the industry has to. It's like, the industry is like, what's that paper that makes things smooth?
Sandpaper.
Yes, the industry is like sandpaper. If you some people, it rubs you once and you run away because it was sore. If you let it rub you, after a long time, you become smooth.
Hey, how
So-
smooth are we here?
Very smooth. I don't even get hair, bruh.
Big fine legs.
Thank you. That's DNA killing. Kasekhaya, Kasekrish.
We're doing 1 to 4.
Yeah, 1 to 4 and then 4 to 7. 1 to 4. I need somebody who doesn't talk a lot, but they keep their links short.
Punchy. In and
Punchy.
out.
Ankle tap.
Okay.
Hey.
Ankle tap doesn't talk a lot.
He
can
does,
do a 20-minute link.
But he can still
But
do
when he's punchy,
compact. He can
when
do
he's punchy, he's here.
compact. Yeah.
He rides the beat and he's out.
Yeah. Okay.
Ankle tap, he can pick his co-host there. I don't mind. Drive would have to be who I think is the second best person in the country to me.
Cheers.
You know, there's a girl called Refulia Muloto.
Ooh, I don't know her.
She does breakfast at Cape Talk.
Ooh, I don't know her.
She's very business, but there's a personality in there.
Wow.
So I actually might put her from 6 to 7 in like a Bruce Whitfield hour.
Yes.
So then the other one would be 4 to 6.
Yeah.
I'd put her there because she's got spunk and she's got punch, but I feel like one day she should end up on music radio. In fact, so I'd put 4 to 6 Sizwe, Refilwe.
Zomo.
Yeah. Yeah. Sizwe's good with old people. Although Sizwe can grow when he listens to more radio. Him and I have this fight all the time. Like, he's like, nah, dog, I don't listen to radio. I'm like, then you're like an author who doesn't read. You're going to write a book that's been written already.
Yeah.
You know?
But you're writing it your own way, uninfluenced by anything out
you
there.
can't. No, even a marathon runner needs a pacemaker.
But even so, he doesn't listen to any podcasts.
Yeah, but that's different, bro. Podcasting is different. It's not like radio. Podcasting, I mean, you got guys who podcast about a series, a TV
Mario
series.
podcast or doesn't listen to podcasts. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, yeah, that's the nutshell.
Okay. That makes all the sense in the world.
Yes.
And I like the way you said that's the natural, like, end of conversation. We're not talking about this anymore.
No, well, that's what he's getting at.
He didn't even say, go ask your mother. He just said, that's the end. Yeah, but that's why I'd give Caesar 2 hours, because I feel he's also punchier within a limited time. Once he has to stretch it on air, then like even he loses interest. So yeah, 7 to 10 now. Tano Taputi and CZ James.
Ooh, they were fired 5, bro. Did you ever hear Tando and MCZ at 5?
Nope.
Drive time.
And
Not
actually
interested.
grooming them for breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah, because 7 to 10 is a nice breeding ground for breakfast.
Yeah. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Speaking about Tando.
Yeah, why is she an elephant in the room now?
No, you know the AK thing?
Oh, yes,
An
yeah.
elephant in the room.
Yeah.
So I was playing on that.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, ask.
It's not banging enough.
I was like, that entire thing is unfortunate move, yeah?
Yeah, what did you think about that actually?
I wouldn't have asked AKA about his fiance in an interview where they came with somebody else.
Yeah.
Yes, talking about a joint project.
He was confused there. What's his name?
The other guy was confused.
I'm a stapler.
Yeah.
Costa Teach.
And I don't think AKA should be apologetic because Tano's his friend. I think he should be apologetic because it was not nice. But I also wouldn't want to be approached like that about somebody who's, because it's not like it's not a, what did she call it? And I don't know what she called it, but I was like, because as I was watching that, because I was watching the stream, because like I wanted to hear the song and I generally listen to their shows. Sure. I was like, but also it's like, it's not, I think one day Tando will do a very good interview with AKA and we're going to get wonderful answers from him, but
it felt like an ambush.
Yeah, it's also like that question thing I was saying earlier. I would have said, are you in therapy at the moment? You know,
with the year that you've had.
With the year that you've had. And he would have been like, yes or no. Yes, hopefully. What does your therapist say about what you're going through?
Yeah. You haven't done...
And then now you let him take... If he blocks you, then... you open him a little bit. But at the same time, like, I feel like you placed her in a very strange position after that, because now she was forced to be professional because she is working in a professional environment, whereas shit when. But at the same time, you can't lose your shit over someone who is clearly in pain. So they were both out for that.
Elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Why do you hate Kelly Rowland so much?
I don't hate Kelly at all. I really don't hate Kelly. I just don't think she's prettier than Beyonce.
Yeah. What's that thing? I don't understand that thing.
I just think it's me. Don't you think it's just me? Like people
want something.
You want something from me. It's me. I just think it's me, because there are many people you think are not prettier than the other one. There are many people you think for years Michelle was called the ugly one in Destiny's Child. No one bat an eyelid.
True.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Fair point.
Okay.
But I think the tweet, I don't know the background of the context, but you didn't say she's not prettier than Beyonce.
I did say that.
You just said we've removed the makeup, it's curtains.
No.
We've got receipts.
Go look, you see.
Oh, so it's the background.
Go look. I did say that. In fact, I even went as far as saying I don't actually like Beyonce with makeup. I think without makeup, she's the most beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing. Like, there's some people like where makeup works wonders for them, and to other people where you're like, it becomes something else. And I think you're allowed to think that about people. I didn't look. Okay,
it was Twitter being
no,
Twitter.
of course, but that's what I'm saying. It's
extract.
me. It's like, but also like I can't determine how you're feeling when something lands on you. I'd have to be in 60 million homes. It's impossible. But at the same time, I do stand by my right to believe that somebody's prettier than another person.
How crazy is that? American Twitter knows you, bro.
Dude, American people know me. I'm just like, this British woman said to me the other day, I got to her house and she's old. She's just moved from the UK, and she's like, wait, you're the one, Kelly Rowland, you don't think she's a... He's like, I don't see what the big deal is if you think one broad is prettier than the other one, you know? Guys, I'm sorry, the world is hypocritical. For years, all you've done is compare women. Britney Christina, Monica Brandy. Like, must I carry on for you? Like, and all of a sudden, when somebody else thinks that it's an issue...
Tembisiete and
Lebu, bruh. Look, all the time. There's a constant comparison happening.
MacG and...
All the time.
MacG has no competition. She's above everybody.
Yes.
Do you think she did it on purpose? Was that deliberate, where she wore that... same swimwears?
Can I tell you?
Wait, what happened?
Didn't you know Kelly wore the same costume as you?
Same swimming costume. Well, yeah, costume.
Can I tell you?
Same weekend.
I would love to take the credit for that. But guys, I promise you, Kelly doesn't know who I am.
Yeah. No ways. No, she does.
No.
So you saying that was a coincidence?
I know. Trust me.
Same weekend?
It wasn't the same weekend.
Oh, that's old.
It was a month apart. I was in the Maldives a month ago. Even more than a month ago.
We gotta do a roast about you and fly Kelly over, man. That'll be lit.
Yes, we'd like to host that roast.
I think we'd actually be plucking her out of a very good life to come and like answer to nonsense. Like, Like, really? She must be like, he's not teeny P. I really don't. You know what it is? But South Africans, I'll tell you one thing. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I know that I do nothing wrong. So South Africans have been looking, especially the ones that don't like, for me to do something wrong. Because let's be honest, and they write on it. Because guys, let's be honest, there's nothing wrong with me thinking that Beyonce is prettier than Kelly. Because you sitting right there, there's somebody you think is prettier than Beyonce. Like I think Megan Good is hotter. Ooh, right?
Biker boys.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like I think there are very few women work on this planet who can say to me they're hotter than Megan Good. Guys, Nje for free. Like from the den of time, Camilla, Diana. There's just been comparisons. I just think if you can finally find what you think is an Achilles heel for me, then ride it. But for me, like I said, me and Achilles heel for me is you for to tell me that I'm not good at my job. Then we're losing it. Because like to me, that's what I value. Whether you think I'm pretty or not, I'm like, I don't care.
Why did you stop comedy?
I just didn't have the time for it. And comedy requires such a discipline of being on stage 4 nights a week. And I think if you're going to call yourself a comedian, please do what comedians do. Go on the small stages to be on the big stages. Don't just be Anele and then get on the big stages.
Anele, man, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for coming through, man.
Are we done? Well, how long was that?
How long were you? That's long. That was long.
2 hours, bro.
Exactly 2.
Yeah.
That's long, huh?
I remember.
2:25, 2:30.
Because we're coming to the end now, so I gotta suck your dick, obviously, you know. But
it's quite big. Sling it over my shoulder.
What are you, vendor? So I remember Ravi came to you, right? He's like, yo, what do you think of Anele? Because he was about to hire you. Anele's cool, man. Yeah. Like a radio's alright, you know, and then he hired you obviously, and I started working with you. Then I saw you behind the scenes, like, you know, how you go about doing your show, and the love and the passion and the respect that you put into your craft. And then I listened, and I'm like, fuck, this girl's actually quite dope, you know. And I don't know why. Maybe it's the fact that, like, maybe because you're a woman, and we always want to glorify niggas and male broadcasters. We don't give the same attention to female broadcasters. But if you do, like if you are listening on radio, no gender, you're just listening to content, you're right up there. Am I lying?
No.
Did I suck your dick good enough?
No cap.
I'm about to come. You know, my newsreader, Tim McGee, says, and I actually haven't told him that I'm coming onto your podcast because, like, every time he walks in, he's like, I wonder who that MacG is getting fired today. People go on that show when they want to be fired, yo. They just say something that's going to get them fired. So when I tell him, I say I'm going to record his answer. When I say, man, I'm going to be on MacG, what and chill there. He's going to be like, oh, so is this your last day at work? Because clearly people want to get fired. It's like they just have something to tell, and then they go and tell MacG. I don't know what's going on there. So let's see which one gets me fired. Yeah, I don't know. I think I've been honest enough.
Yeah. What do you want to say? So,
man.
You got any question?
No question.
Yeah. Where do you rate Anele in broadcasting? Like in your top 5?
Woo! Somewhere in my top 7.
Top 7?
Yeah, somewhere there. That's
Yeah.
good. I think there's a lot of people.
Okay, who's your top 6 there? Yeah.
All right, guys, man. Are we gonna do this now? She's not 7. Maybe she's number 4.
Okay, then tell us.
You guys.
Okay, don't tell.
Really, we're gonna
Just
go there
tell
now.
us who else is in there.
She's in my top.
Okay, who else is
She's legendary. Who else?
Because wait, in 7,
There's Chili M there. There's
Okay.
Fresh there.
Okay.
There is there is I love Aubrey Masango. There's
on 7
Jeremy.
too.
Yeah, love him to bits.
Is he still there?
Yeah.
He's still there, bro.
He does
Still
now,
there.
isn't he?
Yeah, he does the
7 to
9
10.
o'clock.
Yeah.
At
Oh,
night.
he does what Eusebius and Reedy used to do in the beginning.
Yes. Well, he did it before, and then before Caesar and Googs
Oh, really?
took his show. Yeah. Then he's back now.
Oh, wow.
So
That's
there's
like a
him
Ferrari
there.
and they're just parking it, eh?
But I mean, do you
Yes.
drive Ferrari every day?
There's Kino Kamis. I love Kino, man.
Really?
You don't
Wow.
love Kino?
I mean, no, actually, I think Kino's broadcasting for me sometimes was a bit self-centered.
Oh, he's that person. He needs to
So
tell
like-
who
Who's
he
that?
is.
Who's
Kino
He needs to
used
tell
to
you
do
who he
breakfast
is.
at Jacaranda and
Oh.
702. I just feel like there were Kino. If he was more of who he is off air, on air, I would have enjoyed him more.
Oh,
people like
he's
that.
one of those people who
When
put
the
on
mic
a.
is off, they're
You
like,
like
I don't
this?
get that. I don't know him or face. See, that's why I judge him from
suppose
what he
that's the
does on
problem,
air.
yeah, okay.
Exactly.
The first
all
year
those
I
names
judged Miss
there.
Essay, I judged it with Kino.
oh yeah, shit, man, yeah, Miss Essay, how's that going, eh?
Great. Look. Obviously, it will. You know, Miss Essay, it will trend at number 1, and everyone will have whatever they want to have to say about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It's a beast, just like I said to you. I've said all I want to say about Miss Essay is that it's an organization that constantly takes flack, yet it makes the most dreams come true. Like people just like even if they don't win, they just grow into themselves. They become.
Why was it so important for us to come shoot here?
Because I'm here, I'm down here, and it's because I don't like to do interviews when I've got nothing to say.
Yes, 100%.
Because then you get yourself into trouble.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So when I'm busy with something, I like the backdrop of what I'm busy doing, so that whatever shit you and I speak, at the backdrop we're working.
Yes.
You're working, I'm working. You know.
Yeah.
So that's why for me the conversation can be comfortable. That it can be frivolous, and we can talk about sex.
Yeah.
Right. Because if we're anywhere else talking about sex, it's like a bunch of two people talking about sex, but now people can see we're working.
We're working, yeah.
You know. So yeah.
In closing, what do you want to be remembered?
Hold on, are you not gonna ask her about a body count?
Nah.
Okay,
You ask the
cool.
ladies the body counts. And
He
the
never
men.
does. That's the thing, and they always say that.
What if I say I've
The
bring that
ladies.
up, bro?
What if I say I've lost count?
You know, at the end we ask, what do you want to be remembered as? What kind of body count?
Because I was waiting for everybody's always waiting for that.
Okay,
But it's
Hi,
like
hi, Anele, I'm
she
going to
won't
get your
answer now.
vaccination certificate, please. I've lost count.
Yo, it's in Jamatot.
Alright. Legend.
Really have.
Now, how can I ask you what do you want to be remembered as after that?
You can.
Okay, what do you want to be remembered?
There we go.
See? That was easy. One, two. Oh, actually, I really only care what my son thinks about me, yes? Yeah. And he's such a cutie patootie. Hey, mama, what is the good stuff? Kind, inclusive, diverse, like lots of things that I did well, consistent, talented, but also like a mood changer. I like to walk into a room and change people's moods. That's why I'm so big on people greeting people when you walk into a room, because
it's important.
just the mere fact that you can walk in and just greet someone who's sitting down, you all don't know each other, you're passing, hello Ninjani, hi, how are you? It's just you don't know what that could do, even for yourself. Like, you know, I know when I'm in a bad mood, I use other people to bring me back, and I'm just
You
kind.
get in a bad mood.
Oh, all the time.
Wow.
You know, you're just like, hey, just you being kind to somebody else, you know, it does wonders for you.
Fuck, Anele, I love you long time, man. I remember, so
Yeah.
before we go, I remember, so my woman's pregnant, right?
Yeah.
I'm broke as fuck, dog. So I tell Anele, I'm like, hey, I'm about to have a baby. She's like, oh, no, cool, man. I got so many gifts. Tell me where you stay. I'll bring a truck over with all the gifts I don't need anymore, because your son was older.
My son was older.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I had a son, what?
Oh yes.
Till this day, I'm waiting for that truck. And I kept telling my woman's like, hey, the son needs this. I'm like, no, let's bring the truck.
It's somewhere in the truck. Don't worry. Hang in there.
I'm looking for Mac's address that you asked for. That's all.
What happened to that truck? I'm still waiting for the truck,
You
bro.
still want it? I like it. How old's your son?
He's 5 this year.
So I like, yes, so we've actually still got a lot. In fact, I want to get a new bed for him. Does it sound like racing? I like a
Yeah,
car bed must go. That's the
Yeah.
first thing that must go.
But I'm working on another one.
As in, she's like, is here or you on the job?
No, I'm on the job. So when it's certified lover boy, I will let you know.
Okay, are you hoping for a girl or a boy?
I want a girl, man.
Nah?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
you'd be a good girl, Dad.
Nah.
I mean, you already got the flowy hair.
Alright, man. We out here. Podcast and chill. Boom!
End of.